Oh, you're erased then.
Wow. Nice memes, guys.
Oh, sh.
Tech.
Okay.
Control Z.
Heck meme.
So, that's it. We're live. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
My internet fucking shot itself momentarily.
Hello, Internet.
I'm
Welcome to
rejoining.
Game Theory.
Welcome to games. Woo!
Oh, God.
Who's creaking?
This guy's got some gnarly eyebrows.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Okay, there should be less creaking now.
Okay.
Oh.
It's kind of hard, but still. Okay. Are we like starting for real?
Yes.
How many people are in? Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
boys.
Hi
We out here.
guys. Welcome to a special stream where instead of dance games, we're sitting on our asses and chatting and talking about stuff and answering questions and all that fun shit. We asked yesterday or the day before? The day before, I think, for people to post their questions about UKSRT, Monster Mash 3, all that kind of stuff to do with mods, ITG, all these awesome guys in the chat with me. Daiki,
Hi.
Halcyonics, also known as Kirimari.
I was gonna burp, but it is nothing.
Nice. Obviously myself, Ascari or
Yes,
Puro,
Hi.
who did Carcass, and Illyriac, who's also Cardash.
Hey.
The cutest owl. So yeah, I guess while I let these memers doodle a bit on the canvas, let me scroll. Oh god, there's so many fucking
Yo,
questions.
can you get your rainbow spaghetti out of here, my guy?
Gay spaghetti.
My tablet doesn't even fucking work.
Correct.
God, should I like start off with the questions, or like do you guys?
Yeah,
like,
start off with a
chat for
question.
little bit?
Fuck
Okay,
you.
so I'm gonna start from like the top of this long ass fucking list of questions that's probably gonna fill up this whole time. Sering posted like a bunch. So I'll start with the first one. They said Leia's surname Icar is defined in Greek mythology as the fluid that flows like blood in the veins of gods. Is this some sort of title rather than a surname? If it is a surname, does this mean that Leia has relatives that have similar powers? So, interesting story about Leia's full name, Leia Ichor, Ichor. Actually, she was originally a very different character, like years ago, before I started being in like the UKSRT sort of. She was originally just like kind of like a drawing character, like in themselves, like an avatar of drawing inspiration, and I used Ichor as like something similar like that, but like a god of drawing. And then I was like, you know what, I like this name, I want to keep it. And then I made a blonde girl who is called Leia, and she's a poopy butthole. And yeah, she's a crap guardian. She's not good at her job. But yeah, that's the yeah. Second question by Sering. Before battling Houser, he states in his monologue that having no planet to have dominion over is viewed as a negative thing. Were there any events that transpired beforehand for Houser to think this way?
Holy shit.
Damn, that is a loaded question. I would have to write up a bunch of Houser's backstory, but I would say that he's pretty jaded in that respect. Like, would you think so, Tara? Like, he's a
Yeah.
bit jaded. In fact, he's very jaded. He's actually so jaded, he's fucking evil.
My tablet is, like, unusable in this program. I'm just gonna switch to mouse. It's gonna be easier to draw for me.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll come back to Hauser at some point. Like, not during the stream, but like I'll write up some stuff about him. He's gonna be a recurrent character, I think. I quite like him. Here's one pretty much for you, Kai. Illyriac states he knows what it feels like to die. If this is true, how and why? My understanding is that using mods as a form of murder is forbidden, and it seems like it's the only way of combat shown in UKSRT MM stories. Additionally, what happens if you do murder someone using mods?
Ooh.
So,
You go to fucking jail.
You go to gay baby jail.
Yeah.
Oh God.
What?
Basically,
Ow.
basically,
lying?
Ulriak, he states that like he knows what it feels to die, because well, obviously,
Well, it's not obvious.
like he's a ghost. Well,
Oh
yeah, it's
shit,
not
is he?
obvious. He is a ghost owl, and even
Oh fuck, I'm so sorry.
What is
um,
this?
I didn't do that line.
things are.
I'm fixing it, okay? Kai, continue. I got this. Don't worry.
Yeah, so basically, Ulriak is like a ghost owl. In my backstory, well, he fucking died and got resurrected, and that's basically it. Um,
Local owl fucking died.
TBH. Uh,
Local 499.
Wow.
the thing with using mods as like form of murder, actually, that'd be probably up to like you, Lair, and Taro.
That's an overarching mods conversation, I
Yeah.
think. And that also
Yeah.
ties into a
Probably.
bunch of other questions that were asked later, so I think we can probably get into more specifics when another question like that pops up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's one that we never actually thought of. What is Dice Squadron formed of? Other Guardians, friends, or are they simply a galactic police force that came to arrest Hauser? I guess
I'm
my
interested.
vision is kind of like they are all Guardians, and they just kind of came together as Hauser fucked them over in some way. Kind of like a chain reaction. That's kind of like my interpretation. But what do you guys think? Like, what's
I think there's basically so much lore to be established in more SRTs coming up that like things will probably be revealed based on like how each character is connected to each other.
Mm-hmm. I think MM3 is a good like introductory sort of to
However,
let things branch out.
I don't think the characters are necessarily all guardians.
Oh, in
Do you not think so?
in MM3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing to think about. Like, who is a guardian and who just is like has like power to
I feel like
help
I'll
out and
s-
all that shit.
I'll say Dai is not a guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just fucking dead.
I think I
Yeah.
think Ascari would be a guardian.
Yeah, I'm not sure about like Carcass might be question mark.
What
I mean
about
that's a secret.
I don't know.
Kionari seems like a guardian
I
to
don't-
me.
Yeah.
Things to think about.
I think it would be like he's a guardian, but he wouldn't be completely okay with it because of how much responsibility there is with that title.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of why he seems reclusive.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, I don't want to do this, but I guess I have to.
Yeah.
However, I think
Oh,
it's
shit.
And he's like,
I
well,
think it's
fuck.
safe
Guess I'll
to
die.
say that everyone was affected by Harza in some way, in which case they all came together to
Yeah.
attempt to stop.
Kick his
Mm.
shit in.
Yeah.
Kick
I
his
wouldn't say
poop.
they're a fucking
Let's-
police force though. That is kind of hilarious though. That would be something I'd do to at some point.
Like an
Uh,
individual vigilante establishment
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah. Vigilantes.
Wangle.
Okay.
I just noticed.
Moving on.
I just
God.
noticed the
Oh my
wangle.
God. Who's wangling? Who the
Who did
fuck
that?
is wangling?
It's a Sakura Fubuki special. The
Oh
Wangle.
shit.
All right. So, what's the next question?
This
Next
is for
question. Let me
Simi.
go back onto.
Leia.
Next question. I guess this one's for me. To my understanding, Leia is introduced as an Earth Guardian at UKSRT 7, but in SRT 8 and 9, she's a completely different entity, a robotic assistant to the hospital. Is Guardian Leia linked in any sort of way with the medical robot Leia, or was this just a design choice by the hospital? Okay, so robotic Leia is actually only in SRT 8. In the dialogue of SRT 9, which probably wasn't picked up on quite well, Styles asks her why she's not like using the robotic sort of suit thing. It's kind of like a remote controlled like body that she used while she was doing other stuff. She kind of got like enrolled by the hospital to help out, but then realized, oh, I should actually be doing like this other kind of stuff, but I'll still help out. And then they just kind of figured something out, like, hey, why not just use something with like mind link or something? Like, I haven't really thought too deep into it, but the Leia in 9 is the same as 7. It's Guardian, Earth Guardian Leia. Still fleshy. It's just, yeah. She's too thin with the robot suit. Like, she's super, super thin. Like, her waist is like, I don't know. You can wrap your hands around that shit. Well, that's probably just like my shitty art. Anyway. Taro!
Hello. Hi. Hello.
Pernicious Deed question.
Ooh.
What exactly happened right before and after Pernicious Deed in UKSRT 7?
Okay.
To elaborate, this has to do with why the characters turned on Leia and what happened after Sophia's world domination scheme.
Oh, so the actual thing with SRT7 was Sophia basically possessing all the characters to try and take you down, to try and take Leia down as Earth Guardian, so that Earth wouldn't have a Guardian, so that she could just buy the planet. But but obviously that didn't go down because you beat them in Pernicious Deed.
Yeah,
But like,
and
so you were actually trying to figure out what was going on in SRT7. Like, so the first thing naturally to do is to just assume it was Ryzen because she's a bitch.
fuck Ryzen.
So you go and beat up Ryzen, but then it turns out to not be her. But then it turns out to be all of you. Go beat them up. Yeah. What else, I guess? Like, because her intentions are pretty clear once you meet her in the cutscene.
Yeah.
Sophia's intentions.
Sophia's a fun character. I like
She's
her.
probably gonna
Wants
come
to
back.
Yeah.
Probably.
Most
I want her
likely.
to. Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay. Next question. This one's loaded. Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Are there multiple universes in or connected to the UKSRT MM stories? Can you traverse between them freely if you have the resources, or is there some sort of cost? We talked about this at some point, didn't we, Tara? Like, we tried to establish like a timeline.
Yes.
ESRTs. They're all connected.
It's
all
like a
one
singular
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
even in
think
these
it's more
other
a case of. Sorry.
Is it
just
like a
even
multi-universe? Oh, sorry.
relating Monsters Mash, or at least this MM3 to like UKSRT stuff, it's all like the same universe, but like different planets and other stuff
Yeah.
in space.
Hmm.
So it's the same
Yeah.
universe where like mods happen.
Yeah. Like MM3 takes place on Earth. The other the squadron, the Galactic Rumblers, travel to Earth for MM3.
Yeah. Except for a Seagull overwing. He was already there. He was there for Bitch Blast, but
Yeah.
you know. I feel like we should flesh that out at some
Mhm.
point. Like actually get that posted up somewhere. Yeah.
Hashtag wiki.
Yeah. Oh man, a UKSRT wiki would be well good.
It could happen.
I mean, I'd totally be down for
Yeah.
that happening.
Setting up a wiki is free as well. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of like the universes, like Karin says at one point about Oscar, didn't he get lost back in our own universe? Like, doesn't this imply that like and the gladiators came from like their universe to like,
Maybe they just call their set of planets a universe. That's just.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the universe is so vast that you know you don't really
Yeah.
have the full scale of it.
I mean, it kind of feels like they're like in a different universe, even though they are not.
It's
because they are so
many
far away from
yeah.
wherever they came from.
Many light years away.
There is some. Yeah, there is like some interesting lore behind Houser that me and Tara know of though, so we'll expand on that at some point. Next question.
Shame.
In UKSRT 8, Shame is shown to be powerful enough to bring humans to the brink of death. Lucilin intervenes after the events of Get Fucked, and to my understanding, revives the player to try and overcome Shame. With that being said, is Lucilin powerful enough to grant others the abilities that Guardians have? Lucilin creates the Guardians. She doesn't give them their powers. The whole sort of like headcanon I have for myself regarding guardianships and all that stuff is kind of convoluted, and I really should play out properly. But basically, there's like a weird like sort of where is draw pile? This warrants a doodle. So, so let me get. Tara, do you remember how I explained this at some point, like ages and ages ago, like using the color wheel and all that shit?
What? Oh, with the the energies.
Yeah, the energies. What did you like log out or something like mentally?
Yeah.
It's Kay. I still love you.
Yeah, you had like the different, like it was like the type wheel thing, but with way more lines.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember there was something I had, like a mental conversation with Leia and another Guardian in my head, where they were trying to explain how Guardian energies works.
Mhm.
So every Guardian in at least the universe that Lucilin is watching over at the moment kind of has themselves somewhere on like this color wheel,
Yeah.
if we were to explain it that way. So let's say Leia was like here, and let's say Houser was here because his eyes like shine like a gold. It's like they're sort of like guardianship aura and stuff.
Mhm.
So you could be like on, like a color on here, and that's kind of like where you're. It just kind of. How did I explain it? Like, what was the reason for there being?
It was so that there was always a balance of uh there was a balance, like the colors were balanced, like there were an equal number of uh
There was an equal number of many different hues,
yeah.
and even like saturations as well. So you could have like someone that's like purple and is like either like fully saturated or extremely dark, like here, and it was quite interesting. I remember that, and I think the way I described it was they have to be interdispersed among the universe equally. So you couldn't have two guardians within the same proximity that are like near the same
Oh,
hues.
is that why
So
Vox had to
if Leia
go?
was to, yeah, that's why Vox had to go. So she was about here on this scale, where this black line is.
Wasn't she
Funny
here?
enough.
I drew something.
Oh yeah, you did draw
I
something.
posted. Wasn't she here?
Oh yeah, she was
Yeah,
there. That
yeah.
is a good
No,
point. Yeah, no, let me erase that. That's not the right blue. Oh, get fuck off, blue. You're not
yeah.
important.
This
Yeah,
was
so
Vox's color,
yeah, so Leia was about here.
and then
Lar.
Lar
Yeah, so
from Archaea.
Lar.
It's
So
Voltec.
Vox was. Yeah, his music's good though.
Yeah.
Well, good. So the previous Earth Guardian called Vox had to leave the Earth as a Guardian because she kind of just she relinquished her guardianship, but because she was still around, she couldn't make way for a new guardian, so she just kind of had to like leave. And then Leia was made, and she appeared on Earth, a la Terminator style, where she was just like, "Oh, what is this in a crater?" Something like
What
that.
did Naoto say? I'm gonna
What did
translate that.
Naoto say? Naoto always has interesting things to say, but you know, okay, we're making a fucking wikia for this shit because this is so convoluted. This is something that I need to expand on. Like all these fucking like saturations and like the thing is, this is a way of describing it to people that would understand this method, but like to Lucilin, who is like, you know, obviously like God and stuff, she's like, well, I mean, you're dumb, so I kind of need to like lay this down for you in a way that you understand, and all that shit. And
Yeah.
you're
you're
dumb, mate.
you're dumb. Yo,
Whoa!
that was powerful.
Oh.
That was a mod.
And
But
then
yeah, that's Luso.
Lucilent's like, and then they're like, "What is your wisdom?" And then Lucilent's just like, "Your mom gay," and then they despawn.
She fully would do that though. Like they fully would say that.
Your mom gay.
Like she's down with the kids.
Hello, fellow children.
Hello, fellow children. Where's the hat? Here's the hat.
That's a hat.
Here's the. It's Dandy's
Oh.
hat. Okay, it's Dandy's hat. Here's the skateboard. With the wheels pointing out.
Hello, fellow kids. Okay, I know what you're doing now.
Yeah.
All right, what's
What
the
is
next?
this?
It's Dandy. What's the next
Oh my
question?
god, it's
What
Dandy.
the fuck is
It's
that?
balloons.
It's
What's the next
balloons.
question?
Crappily drawn balloons.
Next question.
Okay, next question.
Inspiration for
Okay,
Shame's design.
Oh yeah, what were the origins of Shame's design? Tara, do you remember?
No.
I don't know, I just fucking drew her one day. Like, she looked way more human at one point. I think she was a bit more gross around the eyes as well. Like, instead of being like a big, like, circle head.
Oh, let me scroll to this. Okay.
Yeah, instead of being like a circle head with like 4 pigtails, she had more of like an actual face shape. Which that's not a face shape, but yeah, she had like a face shape. She was like, "Grr, I'm mad. I'm going to kill people," and like with the same like pigtaily hair.
But at some point, she became more human. She became more cute looking, like in design.
She became more chippy,
Yeah.
yeah, and all that stuff. Schoolgirl outfit actually came from the cover of was it a friend?
Yes.
Yeah, it came from their album cover because we actually decided to use 10-1 before we actually settled on a character.
Yeah.
So I wanted to like pay homage to the album itself and just give her like a sort of like a red and black-ish sort of schoolgirl uniform, because the girl on that uniform cover thing has a black and red. I can't talk, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also Shame had titty, and she wasn't bone thin. She just had like, she was a bit thin, but she had like more chunk, and I
No,
think
she was.
wore.
She had like a decomposing lower half. Do you remember?
Oh no, that was like her next
Oh,
form.
oh.
That was her get fucked form.
Oh, right. Yeah, and we never
Like, do you
ended
remember,
up
like,
doing
she
that.
had,
Yeah, she had like 3
yeah, she had, like,
phases for the different phases of the song. Oh, and it was
yeah,
originally intended to only have 3 songs and not 4.
yeah.
Do you have like images or concept art for like
Yes,
forms?
yes, we do. Let me just drag them into the draw pile.
Yeah, you totally have to show them
Oh,
off.
I
yeah.
can do that.
didn't
I
do
have
it,
them.
I had
Yeah, do it.
I still have them.
Yeah.
Make sure they're not fucking huge.
Oh, they're not gonna be
They
huge.
will be. Okay, where is it? SRT8.
Knowing this program.
Oh god, I just noticed an SRT11 folder. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I made that.
Okay. Anyway, concepts and shit.
Yeah, it'll be concepts.
Yeah.
And shit.
Okay. Oh. I like this is a file called "Hey, look, this is probably the proper ref."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's an old folder. So there's this.
I keep fucking rotating the canvas. This is gay. Oh,
Old.
gay Ben.
And
Shut your
another
neck
one
up.
that has the. Wait, why did the first one go away? Do I need a new layer? Oh my god, did it delete everything that I drew?
No.
No, it did not. Okay.
Did she have arms in that one?
Yes.
She had arms, yes.
Oh.
She had actual arms.
Oh
What
yeah,
is the,
I
why is
actually wanted to ask you, why
Shift
doesn't
doing
she have
this?
arms?
Hang on, I'm trying to look. Concepts. What is it?
I've dragged them into the draw pile.
That is exactly what happened to me when I was
You
trying
need
to
to click
resize
away.
Why
my
is
image.
it resizing stupid? Like, you hold Shift to get proper resizing, but it's just like, nah, I'm not gonna. So there's two old shames. There's that one, and click away, I guess.
Yeah, click away.
Okay.
Hope I see that one.
I see it
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
She
And then
wears
there's that.
actual clothes.
I mean, that shame looks like really kind compared to the chibi one.
Well, that's just
I
because she's
think.
not mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not pissed. And then there's like the one that looks slightly more like how she looks now. Who is drawing that?
That was hell.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's like the next design file of Shame, to be honest.
And then, yeah, so the one in the lower right is like the closest to the final design, the closest old shame to the final design.
Yeah.
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
she
there like a
like
reason why she doesn't have arms, by the way?
law.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. There is a reason. There's
yeah.
a reason why Scold looks the way she does as well.
Okay.
Yay! It's the marching. I love this sprite. So good. So
It just
cute.
sounds like what the song's doing. There's no other reason for that
Yeah.
sprite.
Well, I mean, that's what
Yeah.
we did when we listened to it. We just like stamped it, and it was great.
Yeah.
Man.
Ken One is like one of those songs that just suddenly turns hostile.
It really does. What's the next question?
Also, shout outs to old art. I really like this hair though. Like, I kind of want to bring that back with another character.
Isn't that the hair that the character has?
Oh,
You know, the character.
spoilers.
No, it's slightly different.
Okay, well it's closer though.
I like the buns with the whoop whoop.
Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, it's
what's the
cute.
next question?
Okay, next question. What inspired you guys to make this storyline? It's not very specific, but shall we just assume a storyline?
Yeah.
What one do you want to go with?
Wait. Oh, this storyline. Oh, I guess they mean the like the MM3. Well, the SRT 8 and 9 to MM3. Even though MM3 is kind of like a side story, but it's still like
It's
loosely connected. It's very loosely connected.
Yeah, I feel like MM3 takes place after the Shame, Scold, etc. arc.
That would make sense. Yeah,
Maybe,
it takes place
yeah.
after SRT 11.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we'll build up to
SRT
that.
11 is a conclusion to a story arc.
Yeah, so there's SRT 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4-parter.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. Yeah.
So what inspired the SRT 8 storyline?
I don't know. Like, why did we decide to do that? Like, I think I just suggested, oh, we should do a fucking.
Heck. Yeah.
Oh my god. Heck.
We just wanted something serious.
Yeah, and like I was like, oh, we should do a
Trauma center.
trauma center SRT. That would be well cool. And then Tara was like, yeah, let's do that. And then we were like building on it, and I was like, wait, we should actually make this into something quite deep and has
Get checked.
behind it. Oh my god.
Get checked.
Get checked.
I mean, you totally have to get checked if you're like infected by shame.
That is true.
She is basically like every known STD and disease ever rolled into one, but she's still cute, so it's fine.
Yeah. I think we can move on to the next question.
Yeah. Next question is Naoto asks, give me UKSRT characters correlation chart.
That will come later.
That needs to come at a time where we have the time to do it.
Yeah.
Russell, Psyche! Brussels sprout chan. Yeah. Nana asks, how long does it take you to do all of the things like stages, character conversations, theme designing, etc.?
Depends. It's all over the place.
Yeah, it very much depends.
Yeah,
There's no
yes.
solid answer.
Yeah,
It's like
like
asking you how long does it take for you to poop, and it's like it depends on how much you ate and how bad your stomach's feeling. You can't get a concrete answer.
Christ.
that is an extremely good analogy. Like I won't put that down. That is actually what it's like. I mean, SRTA. Like we started SRTA at Windu Hates You 401k, didn't we?
Hmm?
Didn't we start UKSRT at 401k?
Oh yeah. No, it was
correct.
long before 401k. Like, get fucked took over 18 months to make.
Oh god, yeah, it did.
We like, and so there's this thing where the arrows like blur, and that's like FMS Cat's like favorite effect in all of UKSRT. The arrows like blur and scroll down really fast. That was made at the airport on the way home from Windu Hates You 401k.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I was like in the airport and I was like, I've got a really good idea for an intro to the stage. And I just like made the blurry targets and made the
We
effect.
had like a layover for 5 hours.
Yeah, we had to wait in the
Wasn't it
airport.
in Holland or something?
We had to wait in the airport forever. It was in France. Charles de Gaulle Airport.
Oh yeah, it was because we had the sad gate
Yeah.
D8.
Oh yeah, the
Was
gate
that
the
D8?
gate that didn't want us to leave. Gate D8.
Yeah, the one that was like. Well, wait, it was more like
Yeah.
yeah, like the 8 was more like that. Don't go home, and I was like, I don't want to. But I have job seekers. But yeah.
In comparison, Nisemono, the collab stage for MM3, took what, like 2 months?
Yeah, Nisemono
Two
only
months,
took 2
and
months.
everyone was shoving things into it like as fast.
Yeah.
Nisemono turned out so well though.
Yeah.
God, it's so.
It's
Like,
beautiful.
guys, I can't thank you enough. It's just so, it's gorgeous. Like, even Frums was behind Nick and Alex playing that, and like they were just like they were crying, and I was like,
Yeah, when Frumpy Bumpy went 3D, that's when Frums died.
yeah, Frums just died, and I was like, same.
Lots of
Isn't-
tears were
yeah.
had in this event.
Yeah, isn't Nisemono like the largest
Frums is in
collaboration
chat.
so far?
Yeah.
Hi, Frum.
Hi, Frums.
I love you, Frum.
We love
Shout
you.
outs.
Shoutouts to From the boy.
Nisemono. Yeah, Nisemono is beautiful. I forgot what was even being said.
I
Something
asked
about
that
how
is it-
long it takes to do things,
Oh yeah.
but I think we can
Yeah.
probably move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, well, I guess in comparison, like MM2, like I'll be quick with this one. Like MM2 took like 2 months to compile because it was literally just the best of. So it just matters. It depends what you put into it and how much you want out of it.
hmm
So it's all that kind of bullshit. Next question, Ascari.
Oh, that's me.
MM3 has Ascari presenting Mawaru. However, in most recent installments, Survivor, MS
Simulator.
fucking simulator, but Metal Gear Simulator 2016 to name a few. Wrong, I know. It's always Ayaze. Could there be a possible relation between these two characters, or much like some TV game shows being adapted overseas, are they two different presenters from two
Yes.
distinct worlds?
Oscari has his own variety show. It's called "You Would Not Believe This Random Fucking Nonsense." It's a variety show, and
Please make the logo for that.
I will. I'll make that later.
The logo, it should be a parody of the I can't believe it's not butter
Yeah,
logo.
you would not believe this random fucking nonsense. And yeah, it's a variety show. It's very popular where he's from. And he's bringing that flavor to Mawaru.
Yeah. Red Sinon asks, it's another question for you, Taro.
Oh, hey.
Aren't all the Ayase sim files, mod files made by Taranuk? Ascari is also Tara's character in MM3. Is Tara a nuclear connection between Ascari and Ayase?
There's not actually any connection between Ascari and Ayase, but they're gonna interact in a future tournament, and you'll see it.
Of course they will. Ayase likes to stick a big nose and everything.
Ayase's
Oh God.
overarching gimmick, I'm not sure how many people have actually picked up on this, but it's been a thing since UKSRT 1, really. Ayase's
God.
overarching gimmick is that she likes other rhythm games. So, like, you'll notice
Yeah.
that SRT2 had, like, Flugel, where she did all the music games. SRT... The words.
SLT thought.
Yeah, no, SRT... Not SRT. Galactic Gladiators had Ludus,
Ludus.
where it's just, like,
Everything.
everything.
Shit, fuck Evan.
Her sections in Pernicious Deed were referencing other rhythm games like Crossbeats. So, like, it's just a thing that she does. And obviously, SRT9, the big one, had Groove Coaster.
Man.
So, whenever Ayase is
Like,
involved, expect a rhythm game parody to show up, basically.
yeah.
Nitro asks.
How big is Ayase's dick?
Bigger than yours.
Bigger than yours.
That's the canon answer from Ayase. It's just bigger than yours.
Hydralisk 7S. Yo, will Dr. Styles and Shames interact in any way, shape, or?
I
Maybe. I
don't
know.
think so.
Oops.
Because shame is, like, part of your
I mean, not
conscience now.
Yeah. She's in the player's mind, and she can't really go anywhere else at this point, I suppose.
Besides
Tete
this,
is
good
asks-
good questions.
Yeah. Assuming all guardians are assigned by Lucilent, why did Hauser ever get assigned? Was him destroying his planet and others intended by Lucilent? And if it wasn't, have Lucilent been doing anything about the situation at all? So an interesting thing about Lucilent is that they are extremely passive, and they'll only step in if there's risk to the universe at whole, instead of things that quote unquote come as a natural balance. So Lucilent isn't exactly benevolent or the opposite of that.
Yes, and
Yeah.
there's also a reason why Lucilent had to step in to intervene with Shame, which will be revealed a bit later.
Mm-hmm.
There is an actual reason for that. Shame is not who you think she is. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm. There's the good story. Good. But yeah.
It's really fucking
Hauser
cool.
It's really fucking cool. I can't wait. Hauser was a guardian, and then he abandoned his natural guardianship. So he kind of uses the title still, but in the essence of a guardian, he really isn't one. He does the exact opposite. He doesn't have guardianship over planets. He destroys them, and he's selfish, and he gives no real fucks. He's very much his own person. He basically like disobeyed God.
Mhm.
Like, if you think of like the whole Adam and Eve thing, and God, like, he stepped outside his boundaries, and now God can do fuck all. At
Well,
least,
God can probably do stuff, but doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
yeah,
in
it's
this
more of a
case.
matter of balance. Like, it's not so much. It's not a universal scale of threat at the moment. Raises eyebrows. What's the law on Hauser's artifact? Was it given to him by Lucent, or did he steal it? And if he stole it, who? What was the original owner of that artifact? Yes, he stole it. I can't tell you who it came from. Not yet.
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Both eyebrows wiggling. I wish I could do that in real life, but I can't. Can you tell us a little backstory for each of the MM3 squad members? Like who they are and why they decided to join the Hunt for Hauser trademark, etc. So, if you guys want to go like each in turn and reveal as much as you want or as little as you want, feel free. Or don't speak at all, it's fine.
Let's go top down.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's me.
Yes,
Well,
you.
in that case, coming this November, as you probably saw on stream a little while ago, is a new SRT event. called Celestial Harbor will be debuting live at RIP 10.5 or whatever they'll be calling that. That'll be probably the weekend before Thanksgiving. And also, this will also be run online at the same time. So everyone or who is not able to attend the event in person will also be able to experience the sight reading themselves.
Yeah. And
More details to come later.
It's gonna be
And
fucking
also,
hype.
a bunch of lore involving Dai and some other characters that no one's seen really before will come to surface and continue to surface in this series.
Yeah.
I'm hype. I can't wait.
It's gonna be
Yo,
cool.
it's gonna be.
That was my
Hal.
10-second plug.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh.
Start chatting, boy.
You.
Isn't it
Go.
Kuro?
Yeah.
Well, it's
Uh,
Hal.
basically, like Kyo's heard about this guy who wants to do some bad shit because he stole a thing, and it seems like at first he doesn't really understand it because like he's not a furry character. So he's like, what the fuck?
Close enough.
This gang of
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so I'll just have to team up with these thingies.
Probably roped in due to being a guardian, maybe.
Yeah. Like he came from his world because he's been quite an underdog back home.
Mhm.
Like he always thought he wasn't really going to amount to anything.
Oh,
Like he felt like he was too weak.
maybe he wanted to prove himself.
Yeah, and he
then he kicks
definitely
everyone.
wanted to prove himself when he heard Haruzo was trying to fuck, not in a good way.
He never tries to
He
fuck
heard
anyone,
Haruzo
let's
was
be
trying
honest.
to fuck.
So he was like, "Yo, I want to prove something to the others.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna find this guy and kick his ass." Boy, how wrong he was, because he got his ass kicked.
Well,
But in the
in
end,
the end,
Haruzo fucking got fucked anyway.
yeah.
So I guess it's all well and good.
Hmm.
It all worked out in the end, my friends.
Yeah, there's still a lot of backstory to go through,
Hmm.
and I plan on adding more characters to solidify it more.
Yeah. It's kind of like.
So
Well, yeah. No, you go on.
that's basically the whole gist of it.
I was saying it's kind of like the Marvel fucking expanded universe because we've all got like our own little actual stories. So like
Yeah.
Kiyonari's probably gonna get his own movie eventually.
His own movie.
Yeah, Daiki's own movie is coming up, and Dai and Key's movie is coming up in
Yeah.
the RIP 10.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who up
So, yeah.
next?
Is it me? I guess.
It's you,
Yeah,
yeah.
you.
What was the question?
Any
Backstory.
lore that you wanted to tell about your character?
Oh, okay. So, as I said earlier, Ascari is just like a TV show host. Ascari is like the Steve Harvey of his universe.
Fart.
Fart!
Far.
But he's just the most ambitious Switch event in history. He's
Rectal canal.
he's just he's a TV show host. And he just likes to entertain people. Like he's basically just me. Like all I want to do is make something that makes you smile and probably think a little. That's my character and that's me. That's who Ascari is. He's like a little bit mischievous. He's the only character who would interrupt a tournament to shitpost on Twitter.
And he does just that.
Yeah.
He literally fucking does that.
I don't want to see this.
So that's it, I guess. It's Puro next. Carcass.
Oh, quick question, by the way. Did the fucking draw pile thing freeze like in the stream?
Oh.
Because it's not updating.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't have it focused because I was looking at the chat. Shit. Okay, well here it is. Here's the draw pile.
Hey.
Family of animal newly.
Have a dandy,
I love the dandy
I mean,
Ascari.
you said we're like a gang of animals, so
Family of animal nearly. Alright, Puro. Go on.
hi. Um. What?
Carcass lore.
Oh, what
Yeah,
about
what was the
him?
question?
The
Yeah.
question was, what is the question? Can you tell us a little backstory for each of the MM3 squad members, like who they are and why they decided to join?
I mean, like, I don't exactly remember how Carcass like came to be with these other guys. So yeah, there's not much backstory for that character established yet. So um, I don't really know. I guess you'll see what will come out of him like later on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I mean,
it's
He's
definitely
like-
not the last time
mischievous.
we're seeing him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a pretty mischievous character anyway, so there's more to be seen from him.
yeah,
With a
he's
big
kind of
batch
a
of
meme
question
boy.
marks.
He likes to bamboozle you in like really wacky ways.
Oh yeah.
Trying
So-
to fuck.
God damn it! Ever since
But
you
it's
said
like
that, it's gonna
it's
be
like
so
a
much fun.
good-hearted bamboozling, really. So he doesn't like try to fuck anybody's shit up like in a bad way.
Yeah. Oh, before we get to Illyriac, I forgot to say, Mods Bootcamp 3 is happening.
Yeah.
RIP 11 next March.
That should answer a bunch of questions.
That's gonna
in
answer a
this
bunch of
as
questions, particularly regarding Ascari, who plays a major part in Mods Bootcamp 3. So look forward to that.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, and now it's Illyriac.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ulriak usually was part of like a nomadic like group of other snowy owls. So it's basically second nature for him to like just always be on the move and shit. And he was basically in a village and he overheard it's like, hey, there's this super powerful artifact, and he thought, hey, maybe I could use that and not be dead. And basically he met up with like a bunch of other thingies and got his ass kicked on stage 1.
Thingy. God fucking damn.
A bunch of thingies.
I mean,
Animal Panic.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, everyone got their ass kicked in that tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
literally
got
every
mine on
character.
stage 1.
Bodied. Alright, so I guess next question.
Next question is, Houser looks a lot like Tara's character in my opinion. Was that intentional or not? Next question.
So what's the next question?
Okay. I know. I apologize. I know Shame is supposed to be a teenager. Is Scold supposed to be a similar age? Quote, since this is more a question on their design and not their actual age.
We discussed this.
Yeah, Scold is technically older.
Do you want to reveal...
In
Oh, God. Do we want to reveal this yet?
no.
No.
Okay, next question.
Like, okay, so this has an answer, and look forward to it. Because... So, okay, I will say, though, when we finish uploading all the cutscenes for SRT 9, because what I'm doing at the moment, I just need to finish Get Fucked 2. That's coming, don't worry about that.
Look forward to that. It's so good.
Dice played it. It's pretty good. So with SRT 9, a lot of things that you actually didn't get to see during the tournament, like you may remember from the tournament menu, there were a bunch of floating text files. They are, because in SRT 9 you're inside someone's computer. You're inside someone's computer in SRT 9.
The someone.
And yeah, they're a pretty important someone. And the text files that you see floating around in the theme are actually viewable. Like, if you walk up to them and press menu start, you can read the text files. So the line-out video of SRT 9 that has all the stages will have all of those text files viewed. And you will find out a lot of lore, particularly regarding the origins of Shame and Scold, in that video when it happens, which is very soon.
That'll be on my channel.
That will be on Cosmic
well,
Layers channel.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I look forward to doing that. Okay. Next question. Scold is a computer virus. Yeah, she is. But her acronym says she's a driver. Is this significant at all? Is she similar to Shame in that she's uncategorizable? I'd say its significance is that, yeah, she's basically uncategorizable. She just is whatever the fuck she is, much like Shame, where, you know, Style says in SRT8, she's like a virus, a bacteria, a disease, like fucking, she's everything and nothing of these things all at once. Like, we don't know what she is.
I'd say I'd say Scold is just a really fuckily written program.
Yeah. It's a bit more tangible because computer code,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like,
Like, she was made for
yeah.
a specific purpose, but she kind of got out of hand because of who she is, rather than what was actually intended to happen. She just kind of got out of hand because she's her.
Yeah, because, you know, law reasons.
Yeah. This is a very
Okay.
problematic person we're dealing with.
Yeah. Betamax Quantum Mess plus CRT Fucker asks, what a good name. We can see Lost several times through UKSRT and
Oh my fucking
MM3.
god.
So is Lost considered as a transcendental meme across universes and or timelines? Or is it just a meme in one specific universe and or timeline?
It's kind of like Nick Cage. It's a it's a universal
Get
property.
that shit out of here!
I mean, that thing actually happens in Homestead, by the way. I think like
That's why I made the joke.
Yeah. I didn't know you read Homestead, by the way.
No, I read it.
Oh, cool.
It's a transcendental
But yeah,
meme.
that's my head about this as well. Like, I like to think that like some things, like, you know, when like there is the universe has like a genetic code, kind of like how humans have, and genetic code basically tells that if a human is made, it has these body parts, and basically like these memes are kind of like the body parts of the universe that always happen usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Lost deserves to be a transcendental meme. Like, it just deserves it at this point.
TBH.
It's like the body part of a universe. It's like a vital organ, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like the appendix, where it's just there.
It's always there. It's not necessary,
without,
but you
but
can't
it's
have
there.
it. You can't not have it.
Okay, next question.
Yep.
I see that UKSRT 8 and 9 are kind of connected, or maybe they are story-wise. They are. But was it like that with every UKSRT? I joined the server about the time when UKSRT 8 was live. I'm curious about the answer. And will UKSRT be another sequel to 8 or 9, or will it be something different?
8, 9, and 10 are a trilogy.
8, 9, 10, and 11 are a quadrilogy.
11.
Quadrilogy.
Yes.
Quadrilateral-logy. Yep, so they're linked. Ascari, Puro asks, or Carcass asks, on the way to Earth, how does Ascari fit all that stuff in his hat? Is it bigger on the inside?
Haha!
Trademark.
Okay, Ascari's hat is actually a pocket dimension. Yes.
Whoa.
Good.
You will...
So it's canon that I can try.
Yes, it is canon that you can pop out of his hat. Yeah, it's actually a pocket dimension, and you'll see more of that in MVC3 as well.
Can he travel inside his hat? Like, can he just like fucking
Yes.
make his flat
Yes, he can.
fly away? So it's basically a TARDIS.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so if you didn't notice, for everyone in chat, in stage 1 of MM3, Blue Star Parade, at the very end when they're doing the marching stuff, Kianari appears in the background of the house, and there's also a hat off in the distance in the stars.
Oh, in the sky,
Yes.
yeah.
There is a hat.
That's like Ascari arriving there.
Yes, that is Ascari arriving.
Does this mean that Ascari is like the Time Lord?
Fuck yeah! Ascari is officially a Time Lord. Hell yeah!
He's like one of the incarnations of the Doctor. It's like
He
there's
actually is,
14th
though.
Doctor, I think.
He's the
Yeah.
14th... No, he's the 13.5th Doctor.
Oh,
He's the
yeah.
69th Doctor. Let's be
Nice.
No, he's pure. Don't
No, Ascari is a pure boy,
don't
though.
take it.
Ascari is not a lewd boy.
Stop making porn of him. Don't ask for his loot.
But
He'll just send you. I don't know.
he'll send you memes.
Rickroll. He'll send you Rickroll.
Oh my god, in 2018.
He'll
Yeah.
just okay hand you.
The upside down okay
Yep.
hand.
Upside down, okay. I imagine that's like the entirety of Dai's and Ascari's interaction.
Yeah,
I will be right
just
back.
memeing on each other.
Alright, what's next?
What would happen if Ascari and Ayase combine their powers?
Wait, let's go back to the previous question quickly. So in the cutscene before the Harza battle, you may notice that Ascari's like entirely inside his hat. Like when they're all downed. It's just like just a thing that happens. Re the pocket dimension
Yeah.
thing. But yeah. So back to the current question. What would happen if Ascari and Ayase combine their powers? Probably
It sounds
memes.
like a disaster.
Probably
Mawaru-
memes.
Mawaru anniversary.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. Next year, it's Moira's anniversary. It's gonna be big.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be big.
Yeah.
It's gonna be big.
All right. That's a
And
quick
then-
answer, I guess. Next question. And then what?
Next
That's
question
not
is.
a question. Ayase have a family is the next question.
Okay, so before UKSRT, there was actually going to be a visual novel by me and Koizumi about Ayase's backstory. That never happened, but there was a pretty cool, like, it was going to be one of those VNs where it was like a mystery novel, but the research you did and the ending you came to was actually different things happening depending on what research you did. Like, so whether or not X event actually happened depended on whether or not you got that ending. And
Huh.
in one of the possible, so Ayase's parents were murdered. In one of the possible endings, it turned out to be her that did it. But that was just one of the possible endings.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Ayase now is a lot more silly than the serious Ayase, but she still has her streaks of just being a complete bitch and being really sarcastic. Like, she still has that.
What wouldn't be Ayase without
Yeah,
that?
it wouldn't feel like the same character otherwise.
Yeah. Next question.
Oh, she does have a
is-
brother. Her brother is actually Koizumi.
Oh shit! So Ayase is.
Yeah.
Koizumi's sis.
Yeah, like that's actually in UKSRT canon as well. Like Karate Koizu featured Koizu. Back in SRT1 stage 1. And the
I like Karate Koizu.
Koizu also appears in the crowd in SRT1 stage 3. But yeah. So next question.
What does Scold stand for?
Man, okay,
We wrote
Tara, you remember it.
I'm gonna look it up. It's in the script. Like this is a question that is actually said in the script.
Yeah.
Like,
you need to look
but
this up.
I'm looking it up because I have all the theme files, obviously. So I am scrolling over to there now.
The next question is, what does her voice sound like? And once those cutscenes are released, you'll see.
Yeah, you'll hear.
You'll be able to
It's spooky.
I love her voice. She's hot.
SRT.
Regarding SRT9, before 4A, we see Ayase wanting to expose the hospital with the secret files stored in a computer. What led her to want to do that? What dirty things did the hospital do, or is it more of a vendetta because she was treated poorly? Half spoilers. I'm not gonna tell you what the spoilers are, but yeah, like she basically is a bitch and she holds grudges. So she's like, "Yo, this hospital has dirt about them. I'm gonna use it."
Yes. So it's another thing about the fact that, okay, by the way, back to previous question. Scold stands for Systemic Catastrophe and Ontological Loss Driver.
Oh look, lost.
What a meme.
But, okay, so
That was entirely unintentional as well. Actually.
Are you sure? Anyway.
No. Yeah.
Anyway, this goes back to because of whose computer it is. There is a lot of dirt about things that the hospital was doing. Like Ayase says, "Whoa, fucked up experiments." Oh, hold on. And so Ayase intends to make a huge sum of money by blackmailing the hospital to keep these files secret. You're on the computer of a very important person at the hospital. Let's just say that.
Mhm. Well, we'll come to light
Yeah,
as
SRT
the
10 and
story
11.
progresses, obviously. Yeah. Next question is, who is Lucilin? Is she the god of this universe? Yeah, she is god.
I think we went over this already.
Yeah, but slightly more than that. But I'll go back to that at some point.
Oh, Sammy, we're doing a
What?
thing. We're doing a thing for that.
Oh yeah, we are doing a thing for
Yeah.
that. Can we say about that?
I mean, we can just say like Lucilent's getting her own movie in the cinematic universe.
She's getting her origin
Yeah.
story explained
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
in a medium that you guys know best. So look forward to that. It'll be good. I guess.
Mhm.
Maybe. Hopefully. Yeah. Redsonon asks
Not a lore question.
about how ready is not ITG version 3 for release in percentage?
Okay, so the actual executable of not ITG v3, I would say, is at a state where I could just put it on the internet and be okay with this. What it is waiting for at the moment is for SRT9 to be finished. That's it. That's all it's waiting for. Debugging Stokesia.
The final boss.
Oh my god, Stokesia is the final
working,
boss of
guys.
shader debugging. We're working on it.
We're working on
We're
it.
working on it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it was Frums that wrote the acronym for Scold.
Oh yeah, it was.
And loss is it. Frums says that was unintentional.
Fucking lies.
Right.
Are you sure about that?
Are you
Frums is a
sure?
semi-pure boy in thoughts, so
No,
we can trust him on that.
We've corrupted them.
Frums has been corrupted.
I mean, have you seen the NITG shirt closely?
Yeah!
Oh,
Oh
There's a loss on the NITG shirt.
All y'all who have that shirt, you've been unironically wearing loss around for quite a while now.
Same!
The thing is that do you know what? That shirt actually appears on one like Finnish TV show because I was a background expert.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome!
Like a loss in one of the Finnish TV shows. It was like this. Yeah, it's also kind of a log show, by the way.
That's
incredible.
awesome! So the not ITG shirt appears on Finnish TV.
Yeah.
So there's loss on Finnish TV.
There's officially loss on Finnish TV.
And what better TV to have it on? Because Finland is the best.
Holy fuck.
Very important. Is Shame a cat or a dog person? She will infect anything without prejudice.
Oh, I have an answer to this. Sorry to railroad your cannon. Do you mind?
That's
I'm gonna
fine. Go for it.
Okay,
I'm into it.
so Shame is totally a cat person.
Yes,
Because,
she is.
have you heard of Toxoplasma? That's like totally her
Yeah.
jam. So,
Yeah.
Toxoplasma is like a wacky conspiracy theory, but it might also be real, that it's a mind-altering parasite that is infecting cats. That basically the reason humans feel such affection for cats is because they're infected with Toxoplasma. That's the conspiracy theory behind it.
Yeah. Toxoplasmosis.
And that is totally Shame's jam.
It really is.
So, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so the only thing it really does, it just gives you mild flu-like illness. Might give you eye problems, those with a weak immune system, severe symptoms such as seizures, and poor coordination may occur. Kind of what Shame does. Yeah. It's crazy cat lady syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Society and culture. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. forgot that's a thing. People win their fucking conspiracies. Next question. What's Ayaze's favorite animal slash food? That is a very specific question in where you put favorite animal slash food, like animal that turns
Animals
into
are
food. Yeah.
It's the animal
I
food, obviously.
get the feeling that that Ayase absolutely hates all animals.
Bitch.
Like, she just would not have a pet. Like, she can barely look after herself, let alone like another life.
TBH. But
I
at
feel-
least she's not as bad as Amatan, who needs to be reminded to shower. By the way, I am sorry for that canon.
That's
but
like it's canon now.
It's canon.
Yeah.
It's
Daya,
canon.
what were you saying?
I was gonna say maybe something like a dinosaur or something that's just there to destroy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Most likely.
Big stompy wumpy. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, speaking of like Shane being a cat person, does this mean that if she's a cat person, that Oscar is like the most likely to be infected by her?
Oh shit.
Oh God.
Well, fuck.
Oh,
Back yourself into a corner.
Oh God. Earth is not a safe planet. No, Ascari,
Ascari's
no.
not from Earth.
No,
Ascari's not
Ascari
from
went
Earth.
to Earth.
Oh, that's
No, Ascari, no.
Good
Holy
thing I'm
shit.
not a cat.
Oh my god. What's Ayaze's most favorite spell card to use, if she has one?
Okay,
She has several,
so
but-
there's it's a Zune answer where it's just like asking Zune what's your favorite character. I always design what I want to see, so my favorite character is the most recent one. That's basically how Ayaze's favorite spell is. But I guess from a probably best put together spell, definitely Music Games Groove Coaster.
Yeah.
That shit's fucking
all right, and
mischievous.
probably the most important question coming up.
What's Ayaze's persona?
Oh god.
I feel like
But she hates animals.
I feel like Ayaze, if Ayaze were to have a persona, it'd probably be like one of the Japanese style ones. Uh,
A Komodo.
yeah.
Yeah, I can see how with a Komodo style sonar.
Bigger than yours.
Actually, sorry, this is the most important question.
It's
Is
Houser
Harza
furry.
a furry?
God,
God damn it!
we should have
Kai.
had
Gonna have to ask DM Dokuro.
we should have had DM Dokuro on this.
He would have just screamed and left. To be honest. Would've been worth
All
it.
right.
I'm expecting a capital gun in my mail from him now.
Capital
Next-
gun.
The next question:
Next question. Oh
will
my
the
God.
V3 icon have?
It already does. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's done.
It has
That's
that.
been done for like a
Moving
year.
Yeah.
Favorite genres of music to listen to casually and make files for respectively.
We can go from top to bottom for
That's-
this.
Yeah. I don't really. I guess I listen to things that are chartable on keyboard since I come from a keyboard charting background and whatever. And those are the songs I make files to and I listen to. That's really it. There's not really a specific genre. As long as there's enough rhythmical complexity. Yeah.
Variance. Like you
'Kay.
wouldn't want it to be like
Go Hal.
super repetitive. But yeah, I don't have like a fixed genre that I would mod or like do anything with just modding in general because you've seen the jump I had from new friends to fucking catastrophe theory to polar opposite files.
Yeah.
Christ.
So yeah, it basically the main thing is that one, is it going to be annoying to cut down? And two, is there enough going on that's not boring?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, I am whipping up another cute file, so
Yay! I
Be
like your
ready for
cute
that.
files.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, Leia, I guess just favorite music.
I like a lot of different things. I have phases. Obviously, one of my favorite artists is Technotch. I think I have I think I'm the only person in Europe with his full discography at the moment. I'm still awaiting some more rare stuff. Currently looking at my CD collection right now. But yeah, basically, me and Taro have shared musical tastes. As much as I don't mod stuff, I very much like all kinds of music made into mods. I think I just like the visual aspect of it.
Mhm.
But yeah, Taro.
Oh, hello. I listen to pretty much everything. Like, as long, yeah, like what Daiki said, as long as there's enough, like, rhythm to it, I'll just listen to it, and I don't care. Like, I'll listen to, like, I have days where I listen to nothing but Denpa. Like,
Yeah,
I just,
guilty as charged.
I just, it doesn't really matter, as long as it, like, has a catchy beat and a catchy, like, melody, I'll listen to it. In terms of modding, though, I have a lot of kinds of music that I want to mod, but am not good at modding, so I never do it. Like, things like Secret Area Between My Legs from Windu Hates You, what's it called?
I think the
Windu
movie.
Hates You, the movie.
What's it called?
Windu Hates You, the what's it called? Um, like, I would want to mod that, but just don't have the right style to make something like that work. In my modding style, in my opinion. So, yeah. Like, but in terms of what I actually want to mod, I guess Technorch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think a single artist has been in more UKSRT Stage 5s than Technorch. Like, SRT 3 Stage 5 was Technorch, SRT 5 Stage 5 was Technorch, SRT 8 Stage 5 had 2 Technorch songs in it. So, yeah, just Technorch. That's what I want to
Also,
mod.
SRT9
SRT 9
stage
Stage
1.
5 has a Technorch song in it too.
It's also violent,
Yeah.
but it's fucking amazing.
10-1 is also Technorch, so SRT 8 had a very high concentration of Technorch.
It needed it.
Yeah. I think Shame's character artist is definitely Technorch.
Mhm. Considering her design was part inspired by one of his album covers, so
Yeah. So, next up is Kai. No, it's Puro. What am I talking about? It's Puro.
Oh yeah, yeah. So the question was what is like my favorite music to listen to, and what is the favorite music to make mods to,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Oh, so yeah, I listen to quite a lot of stuff actually. Like the same goes with like making mods. That I don't have like a certain type of genre that I usually try to mod, and like I kind of want to try like different kind of genres. That usually it boils down to if I like the song, that if it sounds good to me, then I'm like okay with that. I don't really care that much for musical genres, to be honest. But like lately, I've been listening to a lot of vaporwave. I mean, I've been listening to that like for quite a long time, really, and there are a lot of like really nice vaporwave bangers that I want to mod in the future, and like, but still, I don't want to like be stuck in one certain type of style. And I guess like speaking of like songs I want to mod, I try to mod songs that are like a little bit more obscure, like especially in the rhythm game genre. Like a lot of people mod like kind of like same, not really same kind of song, but they come from like similar sources, which I think it's a really good thing though, because there are a lot of really good rhythm game music. But I kind of want to try to be the person who kind of tries to bring in like songs people haven't heard before, and yeah,
Yeah.
but but that is like I don't always follow that rule because I have like modded rhythm game music in the past, like insane techniques and that kind of stuff. So
And you might be doing it
yeah,
again.
yeah, definitely. I'm definitely might be doing it again. So
Definitely might be.
yeah, but like, um, I had something else I wanted to say about this, but I kind of lost my train of thought there. But as I said, I don't have like any particular musical genre that I like. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's Kai's turn.
Yeah. So for like stepping music generally like follows the same requirements as Hal. Like I like it to not be too repetitive and not impossible to cut. But like for casually listening to music, literally anything goes.
Yeah. I
Like
forgot to mention that.
if you take a gamble in my like SoundCloud likes, you'll see some random phases of just anything.
Yeah, literally, like before when I was just looking for shit to add to like playlists, I looked at your like. What in the flying fuck? Like they sound awesome, but what the fuck?
Like it goes from like classical to like tech and then fucking just noise.
Yeah, there's one there was just it's just fucking noise. But yeah, that's one thing I forgot to mention is that I would just listen to fucking anything. Doesn't matter as long as it's catchy and it's not like stuff that doesn't feel out of place. Then it's fine. Genre hopping is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. DM Dokuro asks, is the artifact in Monster Mash 3 the only one of its kind, or are there many more artifacts with just as much power? I don't know if this is like minor spoilers,
I think this one
but
can be answered.
yeah, so there's a reason why the artifact looks the way it does. If you guys saw Mods Boot Camp 2, and in particular Pandora's box, there was a very prominent sort of symbol that was on that box, which is like an eye with like a red gem in the middle. And the artifact that Hauser held was an eye shape with a red gem in the middle. So I think from that you can kind of establish that they might be linked in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Winky dink.
Maybe?
Yep. So even MBC2 is connected.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Overseas. How about that?
How about that? Yeah, this fucking extended storyline is so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. Can't wait to build on it. If all of the bosses from MM3 fight, who would win / be the strongest?
I think we discussed
We
that
actually
if it was
discussed it.
with mods, Dai would probably win. But if it was a physical fight, Carcass would wipe the floor with everyone.
Yeah.
His is fucking like 4 times the size of anyone else.
Q
I'm
would
like the
just
size
run
of
away.
refrigerator.
What about Gold though? Because
Oh wait, no, that's right.
the
Gull wins.
Oh yeah,
fucking the
Oh yeah,
thing
he's
in
probably a
stage 2.
fucking demigod. We don't know.
Seagull Overwing
We
can
know nothing
fly.
about his backstory.
Seagull Overwing is the the only one of the gladiators the rumblers that could fly. So.
I mean, other than Illyriac.
Oh
so-
yeah, can Illyriac fly though?
I guess ish.
Ish.
Well, I mean, he's a ghost.
And also
so-
Hal can fly, or Kianari,
Well, no. Okay,
Nah,
so
bro.
within.
because lightning bug.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
He might be able to jump super fucking high, but I don't know about jumping or flying.
so, this is like.
Like he
Well, go on.
like he'll jump in the air and like have a bob with like a really slow effect period to just float there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what is? Sorry, I was kind of spacing out here because I was concentrating drawing. What was the question here? Something about flying.
No, if they could fight, who would win?
Oh. Okay. I mean, there was something about flying though.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Seagull Overwing can fly.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no. Carcass
I mean,
would just
Seagull.
wipe the floor with most people, I think.
Oh yeah.
Because
With like the physical strength and stuff.
yeah, he's like an.
He's like the size of he's like the size of a refrigerator or something.
I was saying that like
I just
he would just punch you and like you would become part of the wall's texture.
I mean, I think Carnage can actually punch you into the next week, like literally, you just walk inside when he punches you.
He would do that as well. Like he'd be actually able to do
And
that.
Ascari,
Yeah.
I'm imagining like the Senior Pello animation where like the Omega Flow is like squishing.
Yeah,
That's what I imagine.
just
when
like-
Carcass is like pooping on someone.
but like
It's like
but like yeah, Ascari's completely not a fighter. He would absolutely lose in a fist fight, but he's very tricky. If he's allowed preparation time, he could set up nearly anything because of the pocket dimension. So he could like retreat into a dimension where time is slower and give himself more preparation time. He's kind of OP, but I guess in a physical fight he would just lose.
Well, and speaking like of the character traits, I guess like the God is like he's like really huge and like he has a lot of physical strength, but he's usually kind of gentle. So even
Yeah.
though he says shit like "Oh, you want to die," he probably doesn't want to actually kill you.
Yeah. Oh, and we were thinking that Dai has a bunch of military training, so Dai would probably have no trouble in a physical fight with the rest of them besides
with the rest of the
besides Carcass. Kiyonari's probably also got some physical strength as well. Like, definitely more so than Ascari.
Scar's just a fucking weak pussy boy.
Get it? Because he's a cat.
Wow.
XD.
Wow.
I could hear the italics in that XD.
I'm glad you can.
How the fuck can you hear italics? What are you talking
I
about?
heard him. I don't know about you.
I heard them as well.
Christ.
Okay.
Alright.
Right. So does UKSRT 89 and MM3 all happen in one planet?
Yes.
Yes, it's all
It's
Earth.
all Earth.
Earth.
Hell yeah.
How many
How
pairs
many
of
pairs of
shade sunglasses?
This
Yo,
would be a
okay.
thing that Tilperion would have to answer.
Yeah.
Only he would know.
Let's ping him.
Tilperion
See if he.
I think,
is at a
like,
music
the
show.
amount of,
Oh my god.
Gull Overring has the Gull phone has no battery at the moment, so they couldn't be with us. But you know, we'll see if he responds to a PM.
Yeah. We can start answering questions in text later.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
stuff happens.
I would imagine he would have like stacks of fucking just glasses everywhere. His house is probably made of stutter shades.
Like for every occasion.
Yeah.
Will the characters from MM3 return? I think this has also been pretty much covered where
Fuck yeah.
you're gonna see a lot of all of us
Hell yeah.
characters.
We ain't done yet, boy.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Mr. That Kid asks, are there things like rhythm games popular in the universe these SRTs take place in? If so, are they like the ones we play in this world, or are they different in some aspect? Well, as we heard from Ayaze's preferences.
Ayaze likes music games. Ayaze likes music games a lot. It does take place on Earth, so things that are on Earth do exist, like Groove Coaster. And in the intro to UKSRT 8, instead of actually helping you, she wants to go set up her fucking Sound Voltex DAO. So, you know.
Big mood. Eh?
Next question?
If a mod caster fights a player, where does the background come from? Does it just
The
appear
background
behind
folder.
the caster, or does it loop around the caster and the player in a circle?
Okay, so
There's some things that are abstracted.
Yeah.
That you can't really literally interpret.
I would...
It really depends on the situation, in my opinion. Like in some cases, the background is like a part of the attack, but sometimes, like if there is like a background, like let's say there's like a background scene, like trees and sky or something. It's just like a place where it's happening. So it's like really depends on the situation. In my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes the background comes from the essence of the character. Like in Toho, when they cast a spell card and the background changes, it's like, yeah, it's not really there. It's more something for the viewer to look at. It's like it's abstracted, as Daiki said. Just like you can't really
It's
interpret
like
it
the
literally.
aura. Yeah.
I mean, if it's anything to make do, the extra stage of SRT9 was all around you.
Yes. But oh, oh god, SRT9 Extra is
Well,
so
yeah.
good. So there's a story behind that. This is like derailing as fuck, but I want to tell this story anyway.
Go for
I
it.
hope you don't mind.
No,
So
please do.
we were talking about like the Groove Coaster collab between Toneспhere and Groove Coaster, and I asked like, where did you get those models from? Where did they get those models from? And then Stella was just like, oh, I provided them. And then and then in an offhand comment he said, I wonder if Taro could use some of these models. And then I explained that I was using Astral Walkthrough for the extra for SAT9, and Sta just out of nowhere PMs me like, you need these.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take these.
So he just like gave me the models, and I found this program that converts them to Unity models, and then we just went from there, and it was really fun working with them. And you will find out more about that game in a little bit.
In a little bit.
It's a special project coming to y'all at some point in the future, TM, soon.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
What's the next question?
How does their fight work in the rhythm game perspective? Perspective.
Abstracted.
Yeah.
It's just or I can drop the fucking Grimoire of Marissa exclamation that I always do, which is just like, the mod system was created as a non-violent way to resolve conflicts that doesn't involve like real actual guns and whatnot. And it's like, you can just take away the arrows, but that wouldn't be mods, that would just be murder. Like, it's all about being flashy and expressing your personality through your mods.
And not about turning 200% tornado on and calling it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Skirt.
it's kind of like similar philosophy with like material arts. Like usually material arts are used for like either self-defense or like self-improvement. So I guess like mods are kind of like the similar thing that you are not like actively trying to kill anybody who does.
Yeah.
And it would be
Unless
kind
you
of seen,
are.
Unless you are.
yeah, unless you are, but it would be seen like a really bad. You're trying to like actively murder somebody with like mods, kind of like how in some, like a lot of material art scenes, it seemed like a really bad thing if you actually like kill someone with your like kung fu skills or something.
Yeah, that's a thing with I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you
Are we next
you don't
question?
want to unless you actually do want to kill someone. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure Nisimono is definitely an attempt on killing the player.
Yeah. I mean, he did say he was going to use Leia as an example, and he did fucking try.
That's why it's so goddamn brutal.
Mm.
Yeah.
Alright, next question.
Can we
Can we
get
get
a
a
synopsis of everything that had happened so far?
I think that'll
Is
take too
everything
much time.
Yeah, like
Holy shit.
we'll do that at some point.
TLDR.
MM3 team, what was your best music game experience so far? Mods are also permitted. So this is for everyone.
Ooh.
Joining
what
the
is your
fucking
best
server.
music game
Aw.
experience? Aw,
Like, actually joining the server was the best thing.
Aw.
aw, bye.
How?
I'm
And
glad
I'm
you joined as
genuine
well.
in that.
You don't cry.
We can go from top to bottom. Dai, what's
Yeah.
your best
Yeah.
music game experience just ever?
No, it definitely has to be Riptide. Like, Jesus Christ,
Oh my
Riptide.
god.
Yeah.
It was amazing in that I had so much fun, and it was also really, really fulfilling to do everything that we did for that.
Yeah, holy fuck.
Mhm.
Alright, Hal? You know, I mean, you've
Oh,
already
yes, I already
said,
gave my
Yeah, how
answer.
already went.
but I mean, you
Yeah.
probably really enjoyed making the theme, I guess, as well.
Yeah, the making the theme was like, to be fair, I didn't exactly do everything I wanted to do, but it's still I'm still happy with how it came out.
It came out really fucking good.
Yeah, like I was going through so many like different like styles of the menu, and like the splatter originally wasn't behind the character, and it just looked ugly. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go really simple. Don't overcomplicate it, and it paid off. So you know what?
The theme was
GG.
fucking incredible.
Yeah, man.
It's
Mm.
so good.
I
So
want to do it
stylish.
more.
Yeah, well,
You can do
you're
more. I want you to do
the
more.
official
Have
theme
you
boy.
made themes before? Was this
Nope.
like your first time
First time
making a
theming.
theme? Yeah.
I've,
Oh, that's really impressive.
I've tried like making a theme and like step mini, but it's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But like, well, I wouldn't say like first time theming. Like I've done theme mods
hmm
like a long ass time ago, and I've fucked around with Photoshop for a long ass time. So
hmm
I guess like self-taught design, I guess if you want to call it that.
hmm And I'm
But yeah, it could. I have a lot of work to go, like to get to like really high quality stuff, like super high quality. But I think I'm happy with where I'm at right
yeah,
now.
it's really good. And Hal's probably gonna be doing the theme for Mods Bootcamp 3.
Do
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
and maybe SRT 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Booked.
That's that. Yeah, let's
So
confirm that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a
yeah,
happening.
How's our
yeah.
theme, man?
Theme official theme man at your service.
Yeah.
Like, you know how there's like Screen Man? Like, Hal is the theme man.
There is actually
Yeah, I am.
a theme man
I
in
am
Step
theme
Mania.
man.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Local theme man equals
I am
Hal.
glad I have my own signal too.
yeah. I mean, the thing is that you could also add a meme man in Not IDG.
Meme man. Oh my
We
god,
could.
I'm gonna do that.
We really could.
Oh my god.
Meme man.
All right. I guess
All right, let's move
Lair.
on.
Layer, best rhythm game experience.
It's kind of hard to pick. I mean, it depends what kind of experience. I mean, the experience when my life changed, I would say SRT5, UKSRT5.
Oh, that was where
When I
you
first
met me.
Taro. Yeah, that was when I first met you for the first time, and like when I like a lot of things were very unique about that experience. Like it was the first time I went to an event by myself, like because I was really like recluse and like too scared to go anywhere by myself. First time I entered a dance game tournament, you know, I didn't get past like stage 2, but this is fine. Like, oh shit. Yeah, obviously met you for the first time, Tara, and a lot of other people. But I think, yeah, I think Rip 10 was the best tournament experience I've had so far. Just in overall, just like satisfaction. I feel good. I still feel good from it, and like I didn't get like post-con depression from it because I was just, I'm still buzzing from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me. What about you? Taro?
Best rhythm game experience. Okay, so Rep 10 was really fucking good, but everyone's already said that, so I'm gonna have to pick something else. Like,
I think Rip 10 is just really up there
like
for
I
everyone.
needed Rip 10 so bad. SRT 9 was kind of depressing. Like, Rip 10 just like completely. I was so fucking motivated after Rip 10 that I just. The moment we got back to Nick's place, I immediately started on a file for Mods Bootcamp 3, and now it's done,
Yeah.
and Daiki really enjoyed it.
You were fucking laughing like a maniac while you were working on it.
Yeah! It's so spooky. But yeah, so best rhythm game experience. Mm, uh,
How about that time when I outseeded you by like that
God
20% point?
fucking damn! You beat me by 0.04% on the qualifier at Mods Boot Camp 2. I was so mad. And, like, I knew it was gonna happen. Like, I so predicted that it was gonna happen that I actually had it pre-built into my shirt to say fucking Dikey. So, like, you're not allowed to enter Mods Boot Camp 3. The next fucking mods tournament that you enter, I have to enter as well. Like, we have to both enter, because I need revenge. You're like my rival. We're like at the same level on pad play, I'd say, right now.
I think I'm getting better now. So you better watch.
Fucking
Oh,
Dikey.
shit.
No, I mean, like, as of right now, we're at the same level, basically. Because my best on possession is a 97, and you got really close to that.
Oh yeah,
I think you got like a 96.
it was the mid 96 or some.
Yeah.
Scrolling up.
So we're really close right now. But, oh god, what's my best rhythm game experience? I have a worst rhythm game experience. Would you want to hear that?
Shit, it was a 967, so I'm close.
Yeah, I got 970. But, yeah, okay, so...
Oh,
the fucking... So, fucking DDR Supernova has the really undersensitive pads that you ever seen Chris Chike play DDR? You notice he always bounces on the last hold? It's from playing on machines like that, where I got my first ever PFC so many years ago and dropped a random hold in the middle of the song. So I have like a 995, and that was my first PFC for like 5 years. Like, it took me 5 additional years before I got an actual PFC. And that, yeah, I was pretty mad. That's probably my worst run of games. I don't know. Ooh, best experience. Come back to me. Next person. Puro.
Okay.
I have my best rhythm game experience, like stated previously, and this is like a really hard question to answer. I mean, to be honest, the whole like journey of like starting to make mods back in like 2010 has been like to this day has been like one really huge experience. But if I had to pick like one certain experience, I think like UKSRT 9 probably would be the best experience so far because it's the first time I get to meet like a lot of you guys from the server and stuff, and I had like a lot of fun, and it was like a really huge thing to me. Like it was a blast. Like
Okay.
I guess I should pick that one. So that feels like the most like the best recent experience at least. It was really amazing. So yeah. Next
What
person.
about Kai?
Honestly, like it's RIP 10 right now.
Okay, yeah.
Like, like I fucking cried during my stage.
same.
And it was honestly a great time. But if it's something that's not like RIP 10, I keep coming back to the first time I tried to play Groove Coaster at LV in UKSRT 9, where I just tried to play the game and the machine just fucking crashed.
Yeah, it just crashed the moment you touched it. It was great. Oh, okay, so I thought about it more. Probably UKSRT 8. Like, UKSRT 8 was the first UKSRT since SRT 3 where everything I wanted to get done got done in the actual SRT 8 itself. Like, not all of HBT got done, but all of SRT 8 got done. And oh god, because I was really fucking depressed in the lead up to SRT 8, Chris got everyone together and made this really nice thank you card for me of like all the work I've put into the like modding community in general. And like everyone signed it, even fucking like Windu and ITG Alex, and like, and they all did this without me knowing that the card was being made. And then they just like gave it to me, and I fucking just before we started SRT8, and I was in fucking tears.
Mm.
Oh, I remember that one.
Because
it was really a really touching moment, to be honest.
Yeah, because I was like, I for SRT8, I like worked myself to the point of being extremely ill. Yeah.
That wasn't fun, but it was also really fun.
But and then I guess before UKSRT. Before UKSRT8, it would be SRT3 because that was another one where everything I wanted to get done got done. And SRT3 was the first time people saw the fucking 3D platformer done in Stepmania.
I remember that. Not like I was there. I wasn't there. But I remember seeing.
But like SRT5, like the only good thing that came out of SRT5 aside from like the PS1 controllers was meeting Sammy. Because so much went wrong in SRT5, it was awful. Like, the theme would crash between every song because there was like a loose variable in the theme, and it was just like, oh, please. Yeah.
Oh, also speaking of, wasn't like the first time when SRT7 was supposed to be
Oh!
held like in London IMECON. That was, I mean, I actually had like fun being in the convention, but like tournament, like thinking about it as a tournament, it was kind of a poor land because the fucking machines didn't want to work. But I mean, it wasn't a bad experience for me.
God,
still,
the original.
but that was quite wacky. Like the machine just didn't want to work at all, and the patch was in a shit condition and stuff. But hey, it was like the first trip in the UK for me, so it was pretty fun.
Yeah,
Anyways,
SRT7.
I hope it wasn't like super bad for you though, because yeah.
The original SRT7 that didn't get to run was pretty cool. That was kind of depressing.
Yeah.
But the final version of SRT7 had so much more polish put into it, so it turned out good.
Yeah, it was really, really fun to look at it, even though I didn't get to see that one in person. Yeah.
So, next question.
Wait, next question.
Biggest technical challenge about your file.
Ooh, go from top to bottom.
Oh god.
I
Okay,
think-
so
I think I know what you're gonna say.
well, I mean, in Sakura Fubuki, the tree itself wasn't too hard to code. Like, I had exactly what I wanted visualized in my head. Initially, it was going to be 3 or 4 players worth of receptors creating all the tree branches. And if you look closely at the actual file, each of the branches are undulating at like their own period. So each of those are like 8 different splines running concurrently. So first off, it was like a performance issue where it was like, help, I'm getting 20 frames per second, which was solved by some interesting spline optimizations done in client side, where we had to do the no clear splines and all that, and do spline system.
Yeah.
And then the next part was making it so that you could actually read the thing. So, like, believe it or not, the edition that is like that was debuted was like the utmost most readable I could make it without completely ditching the mod. so so yeah, I think that was my biggest technical problem.
Wait, what happened to the
Also-
canvas? What? Okay. Some things just moved.
Yeah, that happened to me too. I don't know what the fuck.
Okay. Yeah, so next.
It's a Nisemono.
But yeah, Nisemono was fun trying to help debug everyone else's parts that broke other people's parts.
I'm sorry
Alright.
for leaving my persistence on.
And then I didn't prefix my shit and I killed everyone's tweeds. And then I was like, it was hell!
It can't be me. It can't be
You
me.
just immediately pointed the shrimp to hell.
I was like, it was hell! And then it was just like, I didn't prefix my shit.
But yeah, I guess the
I-
other biggest challenge was organizing everyone for
Yeah.
Oh my god, good job on that.
You did a
though.
really good job.
God damn.
yeah. Hal, you're up.
Oh. Oh boy. Okay. Biggest technical challenge with Hotaru. Well, considering that it like itself isn't that technical, but like the code is fucking ass, so don't look at
Now I want to look at it.
it. Don't.
TBH, the fact that you ditched your original file a week before the deadline.
Yeah, that was a technical difficulty. Let me fucking.
Hal was like, I don't like this file. I'm gonna make another file.
It's okay. It's not like I. It's not that I didn't like the file. It's just that I hadn't thought of a character, and I was like, huh. I don't think I'll be able to like make a character that I'm happy with this file. So I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking just make just make a different file, just completely 1 week before the deadline. And the reason like Kyo exists at all, and the only reason why he teams Fireflies is because of the song name of Hotaru, which means firefly. So I was like, yo, this is a good song. I think I can make a character out of it. And so I did.
That's cool.
And it fucking worked.
It worked really well.
You did it,
Yeah,
son.
I am really happy with it. Fun fact, this is actually my first character I've ever written.
Nice.
He's cute.
So,
I like
You've been
him.
converted.
I'm surprised it's kind of okay.
Like, all the characters in MM3 are really memorable.
Yeah. But yeah, back to topic. Hotaru, I think the most like annoying thing I had to encounter was making sure the splines don't just fly off the fucking screen, or if they just like don't appear at all.
Oh, yeah.
Because like during the concussion section with the driven drop D-pad, I was originally gonna have like calm specific splines like wrapping around each other. And I was like, oh hell no, this is doing like 3 days. Fuck that shit. So yeah. And fucking Nisamono was just a whole nother level. Debugging that was really fun, but yeah, wasn't
Player movement
too
starts
hard,
500
but
beats later than it should.
yeah, that was fucking annoying. I don't even remember what like the cause of that was.
The the action stable wasn't being ordered after we dumped everything in it.
Oh yeah,
What
we
the
had to
fuck?
update the actual default to fucking sort the actions table
I'm
properly.
glad I wasn't
Oh my
touching
God.
the file before that point. God, that would have made me
There's
so
a reason
upset.
why I have that comment. It's like we should probably order that after we've all added shit in.
That would have made me
Yeah.
so upset.
Yeah. I had a gut feeling it was a sorting error, but at the same
was.
time, I've never seen a sorting error do that.
I mean, that's because normally it's always sorted, but because we're inserting everything via external files, it wasn't.
Right. Taro.
Okay.
Oh.
Fireflies
Oh, never
Mhm.
mind.
like itself wasn't a reference to Owl City, but a spell card was.
Yeah.
You would not
The
believe your
the
eyes.
second hypersphere spell card is a reference to Owl City.
Owl City, someplace where Oguriak might be from.
All right.
Alright.
So,
Catman.
technical challenge.
Coding Necrodancer.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
That was cursed.
Dude! So every Mawaru has this one minigame.
This man.
Every
Yeah, this man.
every Mawaru has this one minigame that just takes so much longer than the rest of the Mawaru to code. But god damn, Necrodancer has so many levels to it. Like, so the first thing I had to do was get like a tile loader working using Polygon Tool. That took like a day. And once I got that working, it was just like, okay, so this is fair enough, all these enemies, I just put them in. What next? so the fucking blue slime, the yellow slime, making that move in a pattern based on beats was interesting because, oh god, I didn't want to make more actor frames for the bounce. The turn-based system in Necrodancer is surprisingly interesting. So enemies have to move, like the way Necrodancer damage works. Enemies have to move exactly when you move, or like one frame after you move. And if you land on a tile that an enemy is also going to land on after it moves, that's when you take damage. That's how it calculates the damage. And I implemented that in ITG. And
GG.
the wall pig also has its priority, like it has to wait for the enemy to move. So I had to put the calculation for what's in the line of sight of the wall pig after the enemies, but that has to be after you. And it's just like all these fucking systems interact. And so after I fucking coded the Necrodancer section, Spooty posted it in the Necrodancer Discord. And there's this one guy in the Necrodancer Discord that gave me a list of 17 things that are wrong with it. And I actually made some intentional, like, I took some intentional creative liberties with it that I was kind of hoping people would notice and pick up on. So you're not actually playing as Cadence in the Necrodancer minigame. You're playing as the clone sprite, because that sprite was easier to rip from the game data. Because the
Seems legit.
cadence sprite is part of a much bigger sprite sheet that contains all the armor and shit. Yeah, so there's a bunch of things like the wall pig is on the wrong wall, the yellow slime is moving in the wrong direction. Changes like things like that were wrong with it. But yeah, so I guess next person is Puro.
Oh, like the biggest challenge in
Yeah.
making my file. Yeah,
Oh
I
god.
mean,
Frame rate.
yeah, the
Frame
frame rate, definitely. That was the biggest challenge because, like, it was like on Saturday, I think, when I found out that my file is lagging hell. It was like 17 FPS or something, and I had to do all kinds of things to optimize it. Basically, the file had too much crap in it. I had to clean up the intestines of the file to make it run better. And I actually learned quite a lot from it by doing that. But there was also like a lot of other things that I just couldn't figure out. Like, like when there's this 3D plane, like I wanted it to automatically scale with the screen. And I just couldn't like figure out how to do it. So I think it was either Taro or FMS Cat who just like pasted me some code and told me to just do this and it will automatically work. And it kind of did. So yeah. But there was also like, because I'm really bad at making shaders, I only can make like really simple stuff. So there was like Coot who was helping me a lot with those. He basically like those really psychedelic like kaleidoscope pattern effects you see in the background and a little bit in the foreground. He basically made those for me, and he also made like their 3D model because like my experiences with like 3D modeling is limited to like I don't know Milkshake 3D, and Milkshake is basically like the MS Paint 3D modeling programs, in my opinion. So yeah, there was like a lot of things, and I definitely couldn't have like done this file on my own. So it's like, as I said, Coop did like at least half the work for me there, and like I think like Taro and FM's can also help me a lot like behind the scenes. Like I had to ask like a lot of questions about like the polygon actor and like vertex shaders and stuff. So it's like all thanks to all three of you that this file actually exists.
Oh, right. Okay, that's neat. Polygon actors. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, Polygon is good.
Yeah.
And then Kai.
Okay, so
The math.
basically for mine, the entire ending with Wonder Parade. To begin with, these splines are done in a really stupid way, where I just completely forgot to do reverse thing and just complicated shit, and curves didn't work, so I just bumpied it. But the entire background is done with math, and I'm pretty sure I've made it known that I can't math at all. Uh, so pretty much had to get like help from Telperion to get all of that working. And then it was just like the background generation wasn't working. Sometimes you just get like 20 trees in a row and nothing else. So I just continually shoved more sprites until it worked, and then got a fucking random number, took it, and just froze it so the generation was okay. And there's also the fact that instead of just generating items around the area the camera will be, it just generates around the entire planet, which like two-thirds isn't even visible. It's just bad.
Oh, why did a large portion get duplicated?
It will do that.
I think canvas size change or some shit.
Oh. Okay, anyway, next question.
Stairs asked, if Ayase likes to use other rhythm games in her cards, does that mean that the rhythm
Yes.
games themselves exist within their universe?
Yeah, we answered that.
Does
yes,
that?
this was answered.
Yeah.
It's
this
because
was
it's Earth.
answered.
Things that exist
Yep.
on Earth exist in the world.
Yep, so ITG
Uh,
exists as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next question. Abstracted Central Guardians. Okay. Is there also a Central Guardians HQ? No.
No, I
No.
would not say there is. Guardians act very independently. And I don't know, like they're kind of clueless in a way, because each Guardian kind of lives onto themselves and like on their own like sort of dominion planets, like how their cultures work. So like their moral systems will be different. Like they're pretty much like us humans from different cultures. Like how we all work is very different, and all our tolerances and stuff. They just have powers. I would say, given the choice, a lot of Guardians wouldn't work with each other because of these differences, but who knows? There might be like a group of central, sort of uber powerful Guardians that band together because of their powers.
Like the
but honestly-
Council of Ricks.
Oh my god,
The
yeah. the
Council
fucking
of Guardians.
Rex. Basically, yeah.
So like Leia would be on
Something
trial
like that,
for
but not
being
as
just
cancerous.
negligent.
Yeah. Probably. That would be a kind of bad reality to be
That would
in,
be a
though.
really cool plot.
It would be a cool plot, but it's been
It would
done
be
with
it would be
Rick.
someone framing her.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh, let me write that down.
That would actually be a pretty cool plot though. We
That
should
would be a
totally
pretty
do
cool
that
plot
at some
point.
point.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there is this thing that I probably need to go for like a 20 minutes or something. So if there's like questions directed to all of us, is it okay if I answer them like when I come back?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, can you like DM me the questions so I will let you know when I'm back so I can answer those?
Okay.
Like there are these questions that everybody has to answer this, so yeah.
Yeah, we'll do
Okay.
But yeah, I'll be back like in a
We'll be back in 20. We'll still be on in
Okay,
20
yeah.
minutes.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, see ya.
that. Okay. Right. What? Excuse me. Can battles between two modcasters happen, and if so, how? In the context of not ITG or just the ITG universe, I guess.
There
I mean that is kind of the case with.
I have an answer, but you go first.
No, you go first.
Okay. So this can actually happen. What tends to happen when that happens is the player just has to play it, and the player will be collateral, basically.
Yes.
That's pretty
makes
much
sense,
what
yeah.
happens in Havoc's, but not entirely. Like, because in Havoc's, all the characters are applying mods, but they're basically like, please stop doing that. Pretty much. And the
like, no.
yeah, the player being there is basically just collateral. That's how that works.
Havok's fucking hilarious. I love Havok. So funny.
All right, that's
If
quick
it's
answer.
illegal for modcasters to cast a mod where it's basically impossible to see what arrows to hit, is there anything a player can do that is considered illegal? It just doesn't happen in the universe,
Anything
I think.
anything a player can do that's considered illegal, mashing. Mashing is illegal.
Mashing
Do
is
not
very
bracket.
illegal.
Mashing is illegal. Heard it here first, folks. Do not mash.
But lately we've taken to using invisible mines. That's I
Yeah.
mean that was a banned tactic originally. Like that's banned in 17 countries right now, but due to the recent resurgence in mashing, invisible mines have become like recently accepted by the governments of the I'm just talking shit. Next question.
If a player fights a modcaster, where's the song come from? That's abstracted, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again. Who came up with the idea of casters, and how did this idea come up? Just including characters in songs, right?
Who came up with the idea of casting Ken?
Yeah, it's
Cool.
very much Toho based,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it was originally inspired by Toho, but the system just works so well for mod files that it's just like, yeah, well, it kind of became its own thing.
Yeah. Is that it for that
I
question?
think so.
Yeah, for that one.
Okay. Sering asks, after the events of MM3, I'm assuming Leia will probably have less trust in people when first meeting them, because of Houser's actions. Will we see similar growth in other characters like Ayaze and Shame? Definitely with Shame, she's gone through a bit of growth as well. Ayaze, I don't really know.
Yes.
Like, she's just her.
Ayaze has had some character development. So like in SRT 8, she was just like, ugh, Lair. In SRT 9, there was a bit of that, but there was like a hint of, hey, maybe we should work together. And then before 4A, she's just like, hey, we could even buy you some pants. Like, let's be friends. But Lair,
It's such a backhanded, like,
yeah,
way of...
but Lair's like, actually, this is bad. You shouldn't do this. But then like the moment Ayaze was questioned on it, she was like, you know what? No, fuck you. But there's like hints of Ayaze actually learning to get along with people coming, and then there's a big bit of character development that's coming for Ayaze in SRT 10.
10.
It's like really subtle, but when you actually think about it, it's like, oh, that's actually kind of deep. But you'll see.
Yeah. I think I know what
Yeah,
you're referring to,
yeah.
but you might need to remind me.
I'll remind
at
you
some
after the
point.
stream. Just like PM me on Telegram to not forget to remind you about it.
I'll forget.
No, PM me on Telegram now so I don't forget.
Okay, where are you on Telegram? Remind me. There you go.
Oh god, now I'm not gonna know what that was. But anyway.
Okay.
Next question.
Kianari seemed to really stress the importance of unveiling Houser's identity before he causes another catastrophe. He goes on to say he lost everyone he holds dear to him because of Houser. Does this mean Kianari and Houser lived on the same planet, destroyed by Houser for some time?
Oh,
I don't think so. I think
No.
Harza
Didn't
just went
say so.
by. Harza went
Yeah.
by
I
think-
Kianari's planet and did bad.
yeah, like Kyo didn't exactly lose anybody, but that whole monologue where he can't stand the thought of it,
Oh,
it's just
okay.
like, oh, I want to stop him before something happens to people I know.
Yeah, okay, that makes
Like
sense.
stepping
So,
up into his
yeah.
boots. Yeah.
Which also ties into him wanting to prove himself.
Yeah.
I feel like Houser just did like a fucking Grand Theft Auto and everyone's like hometown
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
before he got to
probably.
Earth.
there are lots
Mr.
of rumors of him being an asshole.
Yeah, definitely. Next question. Mr. That Kid asks, what is your guys' favorite mod stages?
Don't make me
Uh,
pick.
I know, that's a difficult question. I
Is
don't know
it
whether he's
out of
asking about just
everything?
within...
Or
Everything?
MM3?
Yeah, like, maybe...
Uh,
okay, let's just say everything for now, because...
Oh shit, Frums is in.
Yeah, he's
I
been
can
posting
definitely
the
tell you
things,
which one is
the losses.
my least favorite. Anything that has a pieces of a dream type mod.
You just can't read
Yeah.
those.
No, these
Come
are not
on!
readable.
Condor
Francis
syndrome.
posted art.
Gotta preserve some Valkyrias, my dude.
They all expired. I'm sorry.
So, favorite mod file ever? Just in total?
I think so.
That's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Oh
It is
god.
tough.
How about favorite mod file in total, and then favorite one that you've made?
Yeah.
I think total we can probably do like probably one that recently came out. To
Not
make it
ITG
easier.
file, maybe.
Top to bottom.
Yeah.
So, Daiki first.
I want to say my favorite file that's like currently out, maybe for not ITG, is uh, fuck, probably Tachyon D. Like
Ooh,
that
that's a good one.
effect is still
Yeah.
really really awesome. And in terms of favorite file that I have made, it.
If it's not Anomaly, you're wrong.
Well, it is not Anomaly actually.
Oh.
I'm trying to real quick remember which stage it is.
Oh, it's a stage from
Oh,
your...
yep,
Okay.
it's coming up. It's
It's a
coming
stage
up.
from your...
It is.
Okay, that makes
Oh.
sense.
I've seen the stages, they're really fucking good.
Okay, stage 4 is really good, but I think Iniquity is actually my new favorite.
Iniquity is the stage 7, right?
Oh,
It's the one where nobody will pass it for like a month.
Oh, it's so
Oh,
bad.
I
No, it's not bad. It's so good.
I can't
It's
wait.
fucking. Oh,
Have you passed it yet?
no.
Oh.
When did I give that to you? Like
half
a year ago?
I
Jesus
still can't
fucking Christ.
fucking pass it, man.
That's how you
That's what
know it's
context you'll
good.
have.
Alright,
There's the hope.
so Hell.
There's the hope.
Alright. What is it? Favorite file in general and favorite file that I've made?
hmm
Oh boy. Favorite file in general. God damn it.
God damn it, From.
pick maybe narrow it down to not ITG files.
Yeah, I'll narrow it down.
Alright, I put favorite file in general.
No,
I think.
Kai.
Can you fuck? Okay. I think favorite file, like, just in general. God, it's so fucking hard to choose. Like, I have, like, I can name off ones that I really like,
Yeah, do that then.
but I don't think I have, like, a top favorite.
Yeah, do that then.
I really like fucking Trickle Ash, Violet Corner, fuck, I really like Camera Eyes.
Mm.
Need more
FTL is really
VHS
cool.
head stuff.
Fuck. I'm trying to think. I am drawing a fucking blank. But yeah, there's just a lot of files that are really good. And I don't know if it'll be right to just say this one is just better than other ones, I
That
guess.
makes sense.
Say Anomaly.
They're all
correct.
really good in their own right.
Alright, what about
But
the one that
favorite
you've made?
file that I've made that's like released or like shown?
Yeah.
Nah,
Well, it doesn't have to be.
released technically, because
Oh.
I said
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
Currently, I would have to say broadcast.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
really, really enjoy. I loved how it came out because that's when I was starting to like kind of understand how Lua worked.
Yeah,
So
broadcast and
just
catastrophe theory I really like.
just seeing a leap forward from like blackout to broadcast.
Yeah.
It's
Wait, was
pretty
broadcast your second file?
yeah.
Because blackout was your
Fuck
first.
off.
Blackout was my first one that I've like released publicly.
Oh wait, no, there was extinction.
Yeah, there was Extinction. Extinction was fucking
There was
I
Extinction
liked
and
it.
then also Extinction.
Extinction was just Satan.
It didn't run very well, but I liked it.
Yeah, it fucking like crawled. So it was blackout, extinction, then broadcast.
Mhm.
So third file.
Third file.
So yeah, my currently favorite one is probably broadcast. Yeah,
Mhm.
that could change very soon, by the way, because of current one I'm working on.
So, Lair, favorite file. Not ITG is.
Dunno.
You could narrow it down to not ITG
Oh.
if you want. Like you don't have to, but narrowing it down
I
helps.
don't want to answer this question because
Favorite
you know,
three.
you
Favorite
asked-
three.
Favorite three. Okay. Do I have to include the ones where I've been involved in the tournaments they come from?
No.
No.
No, it's just favorite in
Yeah,
general.
favorite file in
Okay.
general. Don't
Um,
type it in general.
I'm gonna- Shut the fuck up.
That's what Kai
No,
did.
don't.
That's what Kai did.
Uh,
Funny joke.
I almost died. Okay, so okay, so I really like Windows Wild Rush. As simple as it is.
Mm.
It's really cute. I really like. Oh, what is it called? It's one of yours, Taro. Yeah, Mind of Ataraxia. I really like Mind of Ataraxia.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a classic. And Stickesia, TBH.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Stucky's is really fucking cool.
Stokey's just gnarly.
Yeah, like it just erupts this weird feeling in me where it's like I don't know what it is about the file, but you know when something like wins you and you feel like you can't breathe. This is a really good kind of that
That was
feeling.
my reaction to sight reading it when Kuro and Coot showed it to me for the first time. They wished they recorded my
Yeah.
reaction to it because I was just on the floor laughing so hard at the fucking proxy notes.
Yeah. It's just so good.
So I guess it's me next,
Yeah.
or are you finished?
I'm finished.
Okay, so favorite file ever made, and favorite file you've also worked on. You've ever worked on. Okay, so my favorite file ever made. Ooh, it might have to be Golden Slaughterer.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
It might.
No, I.
You love that one.
It's just really good.
Mhm.
Yeah. The file that got me into modding also, Necrophantasia. Like Windu and Ken's Necrophantasia. Was really fucking good. And like at the time it came out, the shit was really hard. But like you look at it now and it's like a 5 on the re-rate scale. But like at the time, that screen rotation, the playfield rotation was just so hard to read. I don't know why.
Hello, I'm
Hey
back.
Puro. Okay,
Hello.
so there's a question for you, but I'm in the middle of my answer. Oh god, you're actually next.
Okay.
You came back just in time to answer it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the question is favorite file you've ever made, and also favorite file just ever in general. So I was just
I do want to.
I wasn't finished yet.
Yeah.
So with Necrofantasia, we were doing there was an anime convention that we were playing it at, and you already know this story, I think. We were playing it on a projector setup, and in order to because we couldn't really read the playfield rotation, Liam picked up the projector and just rotated it himself to unrotate the playfield, and after that point in the song when the playfield stopped rotating, he didn't stop rotating the screen. And then it was either me or Ben yelled, "Don't necrophantase me, bro!" And I just really enjoyed that pun. So first, favorite file that I've ever made would probably have to be Line Delta. I don't think a single sim file in the history of Stepmania has ever required more source code rewrites. It's in the entire history of Stepmania. So like arrow paths, invisible mines, polygon actors, being able to trigger fake receptor flashes, the mine detection that makes one side of the screen flash red when a player hits a mine. All of that was done for the Groove Coaster. Like we were playing Groove Coaster, and I was like, wait, isn't that just a GL line? I could implement this. And I was just like, me and Sammy like went to get sushi, and I was just like furiously plotting what to do with this fucking arrow path system. Ooh, yeah, Line Delta was good. It was fun. All right,
Line Delta was a fucking masterpiece.
Kuro, on to you.
Okay, so what is my favorite sim file that I have like made? So I don't know. Like I have to think about this. Like actually, I want to pull up my YouTube channel like real quick to see if there's like something I could.
If you need time to think, I can go.
Yeah, you can go first.
Yeah. So I think my favorite like mod stages would either be Body Magic or Shakunetsu Part 2.
Shakunetsu's funny.
I don't know. There's something really satisfying about hitting that drill.
Oh, the 24th drill.
Yeah.
Sometime funny.
And I think like my favorite file that I've made, which is the only one I've made recently, is Blue Star Parade. It's the only one I don't look at, and I'm like, I don't like the code of the song, and the code is bad. It's still bad, but it's not as bad.
All right. Were you done already?
That's basically it.
Oh no, Puro, you're out of time.
Okay, so like my favorite file I've made, I probably have to say that like at the moment it's either like Dreamsters, Tokiza, or Private Color. Some of those. I guess I could go with like Tokiza, question mark. Okay, let's say that Tokiza is like at the moment like my favorite stage so far because there's so many like really cool shit going on. Like
yeah, it's so cool.
It's pretty much you have to see it to like experience it. You can't just explain like everything. I mean, you can, but it's not the same thing. And like favorite file that somebody else has made, like I really can't pick a favorite because there are so many good files. That kind of like asking that what would I like the most. There are just too many different kinds of flavors, and I can't just like live with only one flavor. So yeah, there needs to be like the juicy and the spicy and the all different kind of flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Groove
So
Radar.
sorry.
The Groove Radar.
Oh yeah, the flavor profile basically.
Yeah. What about your favorite file ever?
My favorite. Sorry?
Your favorite file in general.
Oh yeah, that's pretty much the same thing. Like I actually answered it
Oh
already.
shit.
I
Yeah,
can't
that he
pick a
can't pick
favorite.
one.
Okay.
Too many good ones. But yeah, I'm done with the question.
All right. So next question.
How's game? Tyus says. Game is
Game.
Game.
Game is making
Game is
progress.
yeah. Who's your favorite characters in MM3?
No, that's not a question. You can't do
I'm-
that.
Well, I'm just gonna say that most of us are probably biased to ourselves, so our own
I
character.
might be.
You
Just a
I,
little
can't
bit.
say that.
I do want to say I like the character that isn't mine, which is my favorite, is Karis.
Okay, character that's not yours. That's your favorite. Okay.
Ascari.
Uh, I'm a big fan of Seagull Overwing. I just think all the characters in MM3 are so good. They're really memorable and distinct.
Yeah.
They all have like their own like respective roles, and you can't have the whole thing like without one like missing.
I'm a big fan
Or
of
like with one missing.
Kianari as well because I don't know, something about the character just made me really want to put a lot of effort into the sprite. And
Thank you for that, by the
I
way.
had the time to as well, but like the punch animation I'm really proud of with the cape physics.
It was so good.
Yeah, Leia, how about you?
I like Ascari, but that's probably biased. So I like Loriak.
What about, well, I guess we've already not gone in order.
We've already not gone in order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, Hal hasn't answered yet, I don't think.
I don't want to pick a favorite.
Reasonable.
If you couldn't tell already, I'm not good at picking favorites.
It's hard. Like, I couldn't decide between Seagull or Kianari, but like, if the tournament didn't have one of those characters, it would be a worse tournament. Like, every character is an integral part of the tournament being as good as it was.
Yes.
Like
I
the
agree.
whole cast as a cast is what was awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone's good. I love them.
Everyone's characters are so fucking good.
Puro?
My favorite character, like I have to go with the same answer. That I really can't, and I don't want to pick a favorite because, like I
Yeah.
said, everybody's so like recognizable and stuff. Like the thing is that, like you said, they are like really distinct, but I think they also look like that they kind of belong into the same thing.
Yeah.
Like good thing. So I really don't. I don't want to pick a favorite, really. I guess if you want to compromise, just fuse them all together, like it just fuses, sort of fusion, and let's say that's like everybody's favorite character. It would be a disaster.
Yeah. Well, it kind of happened with like Nisimono. That's what Nisimono would be.
Oh yeah, and it was like a disaster, a glorious one. Still,
Oh wait.
Next question.
Fuck, I can't undo.
That's a good question.
Given that guardians of primary solar bodies exist, do lesser guardians exist for smaller bodies, major satellites, minor planets, etc.? I'd say so.
What a depressing
Yeah.
job.
It would only make sense.
We just haven't seen them
Yeah,
because
that's a good point.
What a depressing
I will
job.
note that down. What, being a lesser guardian?
Being a guardian of a clump of dirt.
well, I would imagine those planets wouldn't have a guardian,
Well,
like
yeah,
a lesser guardian.
a
So if there was like a
guardian-
moon that was populated,
Okay, populated.
yeah, that
populated.
could
That
be
works.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. That would be depressing though.
hmm
But I don't think Lucilant would do that to a guardian.
Yo, Guardian of Pluto would be sick as fuck.
There's
If a
probably
player
a colony on
fails,
Pluto.
does time get rewinded for them, therefore making a time loop till they pass? No, they just fail.
Yeah, that.
No, you're just dead. You
Look,
Look,
just
we got a
failed.
question.
If you fail, you just
That's
die.
That's a good answer. I like that
No.
answer. No, you just
What's the
fail.
law plan what's the law plan from the beginning?
Like,
Or was it just sort of made as you went along, memed? It's definitely not planned.
Well,
it's some of both.
it's a bit of both.
It's a bit of both, but it is very much like we have some points and then we just build on that, and we have no fucking idea what we're doing, and it just somehow turns out alright.
8, 9, 10, and 11, the basic outline was planned from the beginning, though.
Yeah.
But before that,
Back
it wasn't planned.
Mm-hmm.
Back to failing. It's like if you lost a fist fight with. It's not like you just actually just lost the fight. That's it.
You got your ass beat.
Yeah, that works. I like that answer.
Let's see. Who has power level is 530,000
God damn
in Monster S3.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the answer.
I think we can skip the next
Probably
one. too.
Carcass. Carcass.
Jesus.
What did I miss?
No, just Pearl laughing. Like, oof.
Oh, right.
Like,
It's like a boss laugh.
Carcass has power level is 530,000.
53.
Yeah,
That's an
You
imaginary
really
number.
underestimate.
it's 53 10,000.
yeah.
Underestimate this man.
53 10,000 is such an imaginary number.
What's the skip that one. Who's the best waifu in UKSRT franchises? Don't make
I'll
me
say Leia.
pick.
All right, next question. What species?
Wait, so as of right now, the only character in the UKSRT franchise that actually has a body pillow is Ayase. So there's that.
That is true.
Yeah,
Hang on.
fucking
What about Leia?
Lair doesn't have a body pillow. Like one that's actually
Oh.
exists, as in is made. Like an actual
Oh.
real life body pillow made of the character.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
I didn't hear pillow. I was like, wait.
body pillow.
How come there's like a body
You just
pillow?
don't
Oh,
have
by
a
the way.
body.
Yeah.
Relatable, TBH.
Shogo
Yeah,
Unten
fucking
got
like-
one made.
Yeah. I really wanna.
Shogo Unten really likes Ayase, so I think she's probably gonna do something special for his FDP at some point.
Oh shit. Oh god. Okay. What species are each of the members in the MM3 squad? As in the actual characters.
Well, you know me.
You're a flesh.
Yeah,
Fleshy weshy thing.
Yeah,
I'm the odd man out.
it's pretty straightforward, I'd say. But in the file names for the pre-fight cutscenes, I labeled them all by species because I just felt like doing it. Illyriac's owl, Seagull overwing is gull, Kionari is listed as nomad because I didn't want to just write human, that felt weird. So I listed you as
Fair enough.
nomad. Ascari is cat, Karis is bear,
Bear of the interest.
bear of the interest, Dai is bun, and Nisimono, actually, the pre-fight scene is just, I can't remember what I called that. But it has a skeleton in it. Isn't that cool?
Oh, so
That's
Explosion's
spooky.
Alright, next question.
If Ascari has a pocket dimension in his hat, can he accidentally time travel and do lost memes at different points in time?
Yes.
What to fuck?
Who is Toad's
Don't. No.
Who is Toad's
God
Who
damn it, not this meme again.
Who's
Who's
Tonesville?
Next question.
Alright, where and how did Ascari get lost?
Okay, so Ascari just didn't take that left turn at Albuquerque. That's pretty much it. That's it.
Do we want to avoid shitpost questions for now?
I don't mind shitpost question.
Yeah.
Have some comedic relief. I mean, who is Tonesville?
Has Scold.
Has Scold shamelessly scolded shame. The fuck does that?
Spoilers.
Okay.
Wait, does that happen?
Spoilers.
Maybe. Maybe.
No, I mean, spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with the eyes. Same.
Yo, get that number up, boys. We want to see 69 eyes. No more, no less.
69 pairs or 69 individual eyes?
How many lost?
Why you put there?
How many lost has there been?
That's
in
an
that field?
impossible
That's
question.
Up to you to
That's
count.
an impossible
that's up
question
to you
to answer.
count. If you would like to count, then by all means go count. That's not for us to answer. Good luck.
Good luck, have fun.
I'm expecting a 20-page wiki. Is that a phone
Okay,
call? Ugh, not
Do in 24 hours.
I want it on my desk tomorrow.
What song have you wanted to chart for the longest time but never got around to it?
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is
So
this is spoilers for everything.
so
everyone.
so at Shark.
TBH.
Remember, I'm making a mods boot camp. Anyway, next question.
Do we need to explain these?
No, we don't need to.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
How do you even finish making a file? That's a good question.
Good fucking question. I would like to know the answer.
Same.
If you ever find out, please let me know.
Yeah, it's kind. It's like the same. Like I don't mod. I do art, but it's the same as with art. Like you just run out with motivation, and it just kind of like stews there, and it's just like, ugh. What do
God,
I do with
my
it?
unfinished files folder now has 85 items in it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Holy
I
shit.
guess the thing with like finishing mod files is that you just keep adding like stuff onto it until you feel like there is enough things. Like you could just keep doing it forever,
Yeah.
polishing it like to the end. But at some point, you just have enough things and you can abandon it.
There's
I don't remember who said this quote, but they said that like art isn't finished; it's abandoned. Like you always abandon the thing when there's enough of stuff.
there's
But to be honest, I guess you just have to have the right mindset in finishing the file, and sometimes it can take a lot of time to finish a file, especially if you're busy with other types of shit. But I guess if you have problems with that, try to work like a little bit, like every day or like a little bit on those days you can, and don't force yourself too much. And because you don't want to like burn out your motivation, so that's like a general advice I have for this. Yeah.
So there's a video that Hal posted a really long time ago that was like, get your file to 80%. Like, go for the 80%, and then you can pretty much release it at that point, because you will never ever actually reach 100% with anything. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
get it to a point where it's like workable, and then continue adding shit to it. Don't get stuck on little details before you've got the main thing done, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know your thing better than anyone else will ever know.
Yeah, and when someone else sees the thing, they're gonna be like, wow, that's really cool. Even though you can see all the flaws with it, it's like they're only in your head. The file looks pretty cool. It's like mind-blowing to other people, basically.
Yeah. Then just fucking release it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like a lot of the reason tournaments ever get finished is because the files end up in a good enough state, and then that's the state that everyone remembers, and it's like, it's really memorable. Like, you don't even see the things that the people wanted to make. And then another thing is, those things that you never got to put in your file, you could just put in the next one.
Ghastly.
Oh yeah, it's definitely important to have scraps. Like like as Alan said, there's mods that you have abandoned. They come in handy, especially if you're out of ideas and you're like, okay, I have this part of the song, but I really don't know what to do with it. Okay, here's my old idea, so let's slap it there and maybe it works.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of what I did with Misamono, like with one of the gimmicks. So yeah,
Oh, the hold
I'm not
thing.
going to tell which one of the it is, but
I know which one it was. Yeah.
yeah.
What do you think is best to do, making visuals and then steps, or vice versa?
Steps.
First.
Steps definitely.
Steps always.
Definitely steps.
You don't ice a cake before baking it.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
You can have like a really good looking file, but if the steps are garbage, nobody's going to enjoy it.
Yeah, that is a very big point to bear in mind.
Yeah,
Yep.
you need the base for things.
Brace the rhythm. Come on.
Say,
What happened if Scold and Shame were together? Probably spoilers, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Probably?
Yeah.
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 You could say probably and leave
Okay.
it there. How many abandoned files do you have?
A
I don't
fuck
know.
ton.
Enough.
85.
Most-
A depressive
them-
amount.
Most of them have just turned into just freed RAM at this point.
Yeah, I keep all of my unfinished files in a folder called UKSRT cut content, and it's at 85 files now.
I had a folder called files I'm not working on anymore. Fuck up.
I hope. Oh no. I hope Undiscardable doesn't end up in there.
It's not.
Okay.
I made
We
a
already
promise
released
and I'm
Undiscardable.
not
What are you
breaking
talking
it.
about?
Oh yeah. Never mind.
Oh yeah, we're gonna announce the winners, right?
Oh yeah, we have to do that at the end
Yeah,
of the stream.
Yeah.
Let me do a thing.
Yeah, keep
It's
going.
gonna-
So, I guess what is the meaning behind shrimp? That's just it looks like a gun.
It's
Yeah, it's literally
It looks
just
like
because
the
it looks
gun
like a
emoji.
gun.
it's just gun shaped.
It's gun shaped. It's the new gun. Biggest breakthrough in modding? I think shader support.
Uh,
yeah, shaders definitely like
Shader support is fucking just one.
yeah.
the biggest breakthrough in ITG mods.
Yeah.
Okay, there's so many things. Oh my god, the croissant. There,
It depends on
there's
what
so
part of
many
the
things.
timeline you're looking at.
I was talking about this in the Discord the other day. Like, it actually kind of follows the story of human history really loosely, but really in a really compressed space of time. So, like, in the very beginning, you had Stepmania, which is just like early man starting out. In 2005, they discovered Fire, which is mods in ITG, and like between then and now, so in like 2011, I would say, I like in 2011, what happened? Oh god, Ken was doing this wacky bullshit where you would have to edit your theme to have mods of the like tweens, and Nick made like secret area between your legs and 12 little fragments of silence where the playfield just fucking wagged and everyone lost their minds.
Yeah, I have to say that I actually sided with the tournament when it came out, and like the wagging playfield was really impressive back then. I mean, nowadays, if you think, okay, the playfield is wagging, like that's normal. Like everybody knows you can make a playfield wag. Back then, you knew that there is the certain amount of mods you have, like ground tips and with and those things, and you can make the playfield do things with those and no skins, and that's it. And when somebody makes the playfield wag, that's like you have like uncovered some secrets from like the other side. and you have brought them into the realm of the mortals.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah, holy shit. It was so good. And so after that we like and then King Daro. So King Daro discovered that you can grab objects from within the sim file. Like you can grab player P1. And he first did it in SM5 and he was like, "Wait, you can do this?" And then so I just took his code and tried it in ITG and it worked. And that's why the playfield can move. It just worked. I wasn't expecting it to, and then I showed it to Nick, and he was like, "All right, let's get to work." And then he made like Golden Slaughterer, which was I think
Let's get down to business.
to defeat the playfield. So
I think like one of like yeah. Go
Golden Slaughterer was the first file that actually grabs the playfield by that method, I think. From like without needing theme mods.
Probably.
And
Yeah, I think
Oh
it
yeah.
God,
was.
that file's so impressive. Because, like, Dragon Lady still used the fucking theme mods. Yeah, Golden Flutter was...
Oh yeah.
Oh, I remember now! I remember that whole year now! UKSRT 1 was that same year in 2012. And Golden Slaughter happened at the fall of 2012. I remember because I was still in uni. I was at Edinburgh.
Yeah. Do you remember how like when you had different tournaments that use theme scripts, you had to glue them all together into the same file, and you actually did the thing with the UKSRT one release that you included like the stuff from the previous tournaments in
Yeah.
it, so people wouldn't have to glue all the stuff by themselves.
Yeah.
God.
God, that
Yeah.
fucking bullshit. It's so bad. It runs at like different speeds depending on your CPU. So like all the Lua
Oh
goes
yeah.
out of sync if you have like a too fast or too slow PC. It was like optimized for the Anime League cab and the U of I cab, which had like roughly the same power.
And the thing is that if you somehow fail installing the theme scripts, which is actually kind of easy to fail, by the way, because you also have to edit the metrics, the INI of your theme. It doesn't like you have this Lua file that you had to drag into the scripts folder, but you also had to edit the themes metrics.
Yeah.
And that's like basically pasting code in the different parts of the text file. And that's like really hard to explain this like, to people.
Yeah.
And sometimes people might paste it in the wrong place or something, and the mods just wouldn't load. I remember when I like tried to install one of the Windows 8 things for the first time, I somehow made the the light bar turn sideways, but none of the special effects would load at all. It was like that kind of shit. I'm really happy that we can load everything from the same file now.
And then there's another. Okay, so after that, after 2011, no, not after 2012, I want to say it was me that discovered this, but I'm not 100% sure. But I was the first person to come up with the idea of using a table of mods and reading that. With the first thing I did was port Beloved Tomboyish Girl to that system from the old When Do Hate You the movie. And I remember Kai was like, "Does this accept decimal numbers?"
Damn
Damaged comments. But yeah, and then after that, more
Oh
discoveries.
yeah, I have to interrupt you there.
Yeah.
Basically, when you can load the mods from the Lua, you can set separate mods for the players. Before that, all the players shared the same exact mods. Imagine all the limitations you had because all the players, both of them had the same effect on all the time. You couldn't have like positive drag on player one and negative drag on player two. That was like unlocked. Alan basically made the mod table thing.
Yes, I let mods be player specific with the mods table, and that was pretty groundbreaking. Like I put Dizzy on player 1, but minus 100 Dizzy on player 2. And holy shit. It was such a simple effect, but my mind was so blown. I was like,
that was like actually an important discovery, to be honest. And do you remember when we realized that oh my god, you can overlay the playfields, you can center both of the playfields and have different modes on them. I
yeah,
remember when you said that positive beat and negative beat on different players. That looks really spooky when the players are overlaid.
it did, but it's so
Yeah,
simple now.
yeah.
Ooh, I need to finish Demon
And
Party
then
of
Windu
Japan.
went like really crazy. Windu went like really crazy with overlaying the playfields and like the what was the file called?
Golden
I don't
Slaughterer.
remember. Yeah. Also, one of my favorite things from that is the double column thing. That you overlay playfields and you have 2 on every column.
Oh, yeah, the Ayakashi.
Yeah, and before that it was in the Rainbow Dash file.
It was in Party. I think the first file to use it was Party by Windu.
Oh yeah, it was.
But
That was such a huge bamboozle.
yeah, I like that it's called the Ayakashi now, though. I feel like that's a better name for it than anything else.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And also, at least it's a name that's from a file by the person that discovered it, at least, so it's attributed to the correct person.
Yeah.
The Ayakashi. Like, Seismo also used it really incredibly.
Mm.
Yeah. And speaking of like other things related to like discoveries, the command note skins and like those little digging entity to be developed.
Oh,
and
God.
that was quite something. I mean, I think how do you say that they are not good for the environment? That you can do like really good, like cool things with them, but they just pollute the environment.
Yeah, no, I said, the command note skins are kind of like fossil fuels.
Oh yeah.
They brought forward the industrial revolution of Stepmania, where everyone was just like making their own cool shit now. There's loads of mini games. You can make anything you want now with command note skins. And like, oh god, I forgot a really, really important step. Let's go back in time to 2005 and the discovery of fire. There's this one guy, Brother Mojo, who like basically was the first person to tabulate all the column swaps, like how to make every permutation. And that's still used to this day. Like all of that shit. Like I wrote a function that just does all the math for you, but it's all like the underlying process behind it. Brother Mojo discovered that was pretty cool. And also driven drop. The first person to actually work out all the math for the driven drop was Brother Mojo, I think. And that's an
Most
effect
likely.
that's still used to this day because it's still really fucking cool.
It's
Still
a
used
classic of
and
mod.
misused and wrongly coded.
Use approach type. It makes your life so much easier
Centered too.
and centered too.
But yeah, back to the present. Back to the present. What else was interesting? Yeah, you were talking about note skins. They're like fossil fuels. They brought forward the industrial revolution of Stepmania, and also they are just generally pollutants. They like these days we have to like go back and make files not need those note skins anymore, like because we gotta use renewable note skins. And ooh, oh yeah, not needing CRS anymore is good. That's a not ITG v2 thing. CRSs are terrible, and they are so limiting, and they're hard to write code for, and they're just really annoying to need because it's another file you need to set up.
And like if you wanted to load nodes and stuff, then you had to do it via CRS.
Yeah.
And you had to enter a different game mode, which is not nice because in some things you have to go through one more menu.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
It's just tedious.
Yeah. And basically, as a reminder to everybody who has their old CRS files lying around, you can paste the CRS code into the SIM file, like into the SM file, and if you have not IDG, it will load properly.
Yeah, it's so
You will
good.
save time and money.
It's easier, faster, and cheaper. Oh yeah, and then so flash forward more. So I made another note skin that never ended up getting used after making the God note skin called the Satan note skin, and that's a note skin that has tweenable actors inside it. That allows.
It did get used a little bit.
No,
in like
I never.
UKSRT song.
I never used it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I never used it because I showed it to Jace, and Jace took the God Note skin that I'd been using since SRT3, took the God Note skin and the Satan Note skin, and combined them into Divin Entity.
Oh yeah.
And that's what Divin Entity is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, I remember playing around with God Note skin quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like really a lot, but none of those experiments never made into the same fast because then Divin Entity came and basically saved the day.
Yeah, Divin Entity was a better version of the Satan Note skin and the God Note skin.
And you can look at the code inside the note skin and you will cry.
Yeah. But fucking, speaking of note skins, Brother Mojo is entirely on another. Yeah, Divin Entity has the powers of God and Satan. Brother Mojo's note skins were on an entirely different level to any note skins I'd seen ever before. In these note skins, every actor has its own mod table. Like, has its own list of commands that play out at certain times. And it was like, what? What? Because Brother Mojo was kind of like in a cave. Like, Brother Mojo was a hermit, pretty much. In a cave.
No, he was the sage at the top of a mountain doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
He was a sage at the top of a mountain doing his own thing because the local Stepmania community around him disappeared, so he didn't know how to get into contact with anyone that was still, like, doing mod stuff. And so I reached out to him, and then he joined the server, and he's a really cool guy, and I love him. And it turned out he was making a pack called Mojo is Not Dead, and boy, was he not dead.
That was such an epic comeback with Leia.
That was such an epic comeback.
That's exactly what some bands do. Like, some band kind of quits making music for 10 years and then they just reappear from somewhere, and it was like this huge market tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what happened.
And then, so after...
And, like,
Yeah, no, go on.
Yeah, like, he just appeared from somewhere and just gave us, like, really, really beautiful files.
Yeah. And then, so flash forward a little bit further, we have Reshade, which was dog shit. It worked. Reshade is an external shader program that you can apply to any, like, 3D games, and it has a bunch of pre-built shaders. And I wanted to use that for SRT8, but I forgot to enable it, so it didn't end up being used in the tournament.
Oh, yeah. I think it was Kurt who gave you the idea to, like, try and Reshade.
Yeah.
He actually, he told me it was, like, another similar program, but that didn't work with Stepmania, so there was Reshade. But
yeah.
The thing is that even though Reshade was, like, a piece of shit with Stepmania, it led to, like, the development of actual shader support. So
yeah,
something good came out of it.
And then you flash forward 1 year after Reshade, we have Yutaka, FMS Cat. FMS Cat is an actual genius. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Basically, if he wants to program something, he just needs to think about it, and it just exists after that.
Yeah, all he did was think about shaders existing, and they were implemented. He was like, I've never done C++ before, and then he writes this.
Yeah, and I think, like, before shader support, he actually made a system called the cat shader, which uses the reshade. You have a shader that reads 1 pixel on the screen.
Oh yeah, the pixels at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
Oh my
you
god.
You can change the color of the pixel, and the color of the pixel basically affects the intensity of the shader, and that's how it worked. It was genius in a way, but at the same time, it was really clunky because only one shader could use that pixel, and you have to reserve another pixel for another shader, and so on.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine it to go. So
No,
yeah, I
you could
think
use different
yeah.
channels on each. Like, you could use the red intensity, green intensity, and blue intensity for the shader as different arguments.
Oh yeah, that's such a hacky thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really genius in a way, but if I remember correctly, I think FM's cat was like, he said something like, "Okay, my cat shader system is too dumb. Let's develop something actually useful." So he made the shaders,
Yeah.
and oh boy, that was like one of the best things ever.
And that's where we are. That was the entire history of the entire not ITG, I guess. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, there's something I forgot, I guess. I can go back into fuck.exe. Huh? What did you say?
What?
What?
No one said.
sorry,
Did no one say anything?
I don't think anybody said
Oh,
anything.
okay. But yeah, back to the beginning of not ITG, or fuck.exe as it was originally called. That started in 2011 because I was really fucking tired of the 3.95 editor. Like, that's all it began with. It was just like, I need a way to preview mods. And like, there's absolutely no way that G-Loop was ever gonna get made if I had to start from the beginning every time I wanted to test that rotation thing.
Yeah, that would get really annoying.
Because it's like a 5-minute song and it happens right at the end. Oh yeah, and it was used for the first ever not ITG cabinet was the MCM Expo, London Comic Con DDR machine was running it back in 2011, and we had the DX2 theme that has that really cool quad animation where the whole theme just fucks up and it stays like that until the end of the credit. Yeah, next question, I think. Unless anyone has anything else to add.
What are some ways? Yeah, I think that was pretty good coverage from me.
Mm.
What are some ways you can get sprites if you cannot draw and don't want to take the time to learn? Ask people or
commission?
find them.
I
Definitely
will take
commissions.
commissions for sprites.
Yeah.
Commissions are
Same
like
when
yeah.
I get Clip Studio Paint Wagon, I guess.
I'll
mean,
do them
we
in
have, like-
Flash.
We have artists on the shader who know.
On
Yeah.
the shader.
Yeah, we have artists on this shader who know how to draw and can do a lot of amazing things. So you probably should ask people if they want to draw sprites for you. I mean, it depends on like how much work there will be. You may have to pay some people to do it for you because drawing sprites is still work and it takes time. It might take like easily like a couple hours from somebody to make like really good looking sprites. But the thing is that if you don't want to like pay for sprites or something, and you want to use a character that already exists in the video game, you can just Google for some sprite rips. But for original characters, you need to ask people to draw them for you, and that means that you might have to pay. But basically, you're doing them.
Yeah, you would want to ask before you use someone else's assets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but basically, if you like pay them, you're definitely doing them a favor.
Mm-hmm.
That was a
Alright.
good question, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Will more memes be implemented in future tournaments? Why is that a question? Of course.
Absolutely.
That's... Yeah, I don't know what you would expect otherwise.
Mhm.
If there were no memes in
Like,
tournaments,
how...
then there's...
Yeah, it's just like, how could you ever... Like, what?
Memes are like the soul of mod file.
Yeah.
Where there's always like one or two parts in a file that are just like, oh my god, that's actually a meme.
God, I can't wait for all the memes in Mods Bootcamp 3.
Oh, that it's going to be like a really condensed meme experience.
There's,
I can't
it's just
wait.
gonna be like, fucking imagine a whole, ooh, like, imagine a Mawaru, but stretched out to an entire goddamn tournament. That's Mods Bootcamp 3.
Yeah.
Alright. Next question. What is the simplest...
Yeah.
Whose computer or microcomputer could Scold live on?
I think that's getting really specific with
That's
This is like really
so
specific. I have a
technical.
headcanon about this. Scold totally lives on a pool and brand computer.
Ooh,
I don't know about the microprocessors
But-
or anything that this has, but like, yeah.
but Betamax Quantum Nest CRT fucker, I really, really like the idea of needing an IBM 5100 for this because I love Steins Gate. So let's go with that.
Oh yeah, that's a really great anime. You should probably watch it if you haven't.
Doot, doot.
Say.
Let's see. How did you guys met each other? Online and through SRT events?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. If I have to say how did I met like Taro, because Taro was like one of the first people I talked to. I just messaged him on YouTube and asked him that does he have Skype, and I just started talking to him.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Oh,
Interestingly, it's actually Taro that like pulled me into this shit. I just like dumped a fucking meme mod on Twitter, and he PM'd me, "Hey, do you have Skype?" And then it all went downhill. From there.
how did... So I met Sammy at SRT5. Oh, yeah, no, Sammy left a comment on a YouTube video, actually. There was a video of me and Koizumi at the Trocadero arcade, where we played a Jace file, and the machine just fucking crashed. And then, I was like, okay, quick, let's run before they think we've killed it. Run! And then we left. But, Sammy left a comment on that video, like, oh, how come I never see you at the arcade? That's the arcade that I go to. And then, so I messaged her, like, you should come to SRT5 if you play dance games. And then I saw Facebook somehow. And then we had really odd mutual friends on Facebook. Like Sammy was friends with Ken on Facebook, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for no reason. I don't even remember how I was friends with Ken, but I was just friends with Ken. And Leia from your uni or something.
Oh yeah.
I think it was
Leah Kennel? Yeah. Yeah, that was you were probably friends through cosplay, though.
Yeah, art and stuff. I don't
Oh,
fucking know.
oh yeah, Windu. So how I met Windu was pretty interesting. Mawaru 1. I made Mawaru 1 and posted it on I entered it into a sim file contest, and Mawaru 1 was really fucking bad, but it still won. But someone recorded a video of it. No, it was King Daro. King Daro recorded a video of Mawaru 1, and Windu left a comment on it saying, wow, this is really cool and well made. And I was like, what? Because at the time, I was like, it's fucking Windu, what the fuck? So I was finished with Mawaru 2 at the time, but hadn't released it yet. And I PM'd it to him, and I said, hey, I saw that you liked Mawaru 1. This is Mawaru 2. Please sight read it. You don't have to post a video of it on your channel, but it would be nice if you did. So, like a month
Who just built a strike?
later, I just walked out of an exam. I was at Edinburgh. I walked out of an exam. I sat down on the steps. I checked my notifications, and there was an upload of Windu sight reading Mawaru 2. And I freaked out because he looked like he was having so much fun. and that was 2010, I think. Yeah, because Mario 1 was 2009. Yeah. That's how I met Windu, and then we like started talking after that video.
Mm.
And that's also kind of how I met Puro, because we were just talking about mods one time, and
Oh yeah.
Windu was like, "There's also someone else who's like up and coming," and showed me your videos, Puro. And
Oh
that was
yeah.
before you PM'd me, I think.
I didn't know he showed you like my stuff. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and we were like really confused because every time stealth turned on, all the arrows turned orange.
Oh
And
yeah,
like,
that was because I was using like 3.95 on a MacBook, and the thing is that for some reason 3.95 Mac doesn't have glow at all. And the thing is that if you have a node skin where like all the colors of the nodes are in the same texture file, then all the arrows, like all the greens and blues, will turn orange if it goes past like a certain point of stealth.
oh,
And that was like, yeah, that was, I found it so annoying that my arrows didn't look like for as it looked like for other people, and I was like, I just tried to live with it, but I wanted to have like white arrows, and I also couldn't use twirl and roll because there was no OpenITG on Mac. It was only like 3.95. Yeah.
and then after that, it's the server. How did I meet Daiki?
Um, let's see. Back in like 2013, I think. Was that like right around 5 ever? Like Golden
Yeah,
Slaughter-ish?
2012. Golden Flutter was the November 2012.
Okay, so yeah, like 2013 is when I actually started getting in very a little bit. I was friends with Debit13,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I went to his place after making like a file or two to show it off to him, and actually played on a Dedicap, which was really cool. I tried to play 5 ever for the first time, and I got completely dunked by like everything because like back then wasn't good at mods. But I remember like trying to contact Windu and like talking to him briefly with like a couple problems that I ran into when I was trying to like code mods. And I remember that he would like, I'm pretty sure he was busy or thought I was really annoying. So, like wouldn't respond a lot of time. I was like, okay, that's fair. I think I'm pretty annoying too.
Aw.
But I remember
You're
I
not
had
annoying.
maybe back then.
Yeah.
I think
But I
everyone was
remember-
annoying when they were younger.
Yeah.
I had Debit and Phil sight read one of my things. And like after that, the next time I visited was actually a couple of years later. I hadn't done mods in a really long time, but they were like still in the back of my mind. I still had like a whips folder and stuff. And that was when Debit was trying to like get UKSRT run all the UKSRTs and stuff running on his cap.
Oh, yeah.
This is like right around when the server was forming too.
Oh,
And like
shit.
we were furiously PMing Taro like, why is this crashing the cap?
It's because
It's finished
3.95.
tweeting.
Finished tweeting has a random chance of crashing in 3.95. This was fixed in OpenITG, but not in 3.95.
Yeah.
It's so random. It's really annoying.
And then I think after I made Crystallize, I started talking to everyone more.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Kai Dash. Kai. I remember peeing you on Twitter about like, and I said your Twitter cover photo actually inspired me to make a mod. So, did you ever figure out what mod it was?
I have an idea, but I'm not entirely sure because that profile banner is a fuck.
So you know the part in Get Fucked, where the arrows are scrolling down right.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and there's like 20 playfields, and then it's going. Yeah, the
Yeah.
idea of the playfields driven dropping down right was inspired by your Twitter cover photo.
Huh.
That's awesome. The up-down disaster.
No, not the up-down disaster.
Oh.
The up-down
What's the
disaster
up-down
is
disaster?
pet peeve.
It's one where there's like 20 playfields and then they like also reverse and spin 180 degrees and then flip when
Yeah.
they're upside down.
That's a really cool mod. I'm really proud of that idea. It's like hard to read, but the good kind of hard.
Get good.
It's fair. It's hard but fair.
Yeah, and then Steve Reen in the background of the video goes, "Oh my god," when that happens.
Well, I guess if I like may interrupt a little bit, like I had to say a thing about like how I met like you guys and stuff. Like the thing that started it all for me was like when Coot showed me like Windu Hates You in musical. I think
Oh.
it was like kind of new back then, and I was like, holy shit, this is really cool. I really want to know how to like play this and make these. And before that, like all my experiences with rhythm games were pretty much Guitar Hero 3. I mean, I like the rhythm games a little, but I didn't play them actively. And that moment pretty much changed everything. Like the mods were the thing that drew me into Stepmania.
So
yeah.
there's an interesting story about how Frums got roped into all of this. So this is quite cool.
Oh.
So we were watching. So it was me, Nick, and Puro, and maybe Coot. And Coot was and Coot. And I think Sammy was in the other room, like napping at this point because I don't blame her really. But it was me, Kai. No, not fucking Kai. What? Kai wasn't there.
I
Yeah.
didn't exist then.
Yeah. We were just watching videos, and we found your weird videos, Kai, with the playfield scrolling to the side, and we were trying to figure out
God.
what the fuck you did to make this happen. But another of the videos we watched at that time was Nitro's KSM chart to MDRQ and Hexagon. And we were like, whoa, this is cool. This is really cool. I want to use this song. I really want to use this song. So I PM'd Nitro because I thought Frums was an alias of Nitro.
Oh, yeah.
Because in a lot of the Shooters Festival and Bofu type events, you need a team of multiple people, and sometimes people just alias themselves for that. So I thought Frums was an alias of Nitro. So I PM'd Nitro, like, do you think we could use Hexagon for, do you think I could get, like, a clean audio of it? And Nitro said, why don't you just ask Frums? And I was like, wait, what? And then Nitro gave me a link to Frums' Twitter, and I messaged Frums on Twitter, hey, I really liked your song MDRQ and Hexagon, and I would like to use it in Get Fucked too. And Frums responded, oh, awesome, SRT8 was excellent. And I was like, what? Who is this person? Who is this person? Yeah, and then Frums gave me Hexagon, and also gave me the strategy guide for the BPMs, which it wouldn't have happened without that. Like, Hexagon has some BPMs in it.
It's weird because like I've quote known Frums for a long time because of the FFR forums.
Yeah, there's
And
that too.
also, we grew up in the same hometown area. Like we literally grew up in the same place.
Yeah.
So like bunch of close passes, but now we
And then on the subject of known Frums for a really long time, so Frums was another user on Xenius I Vanisher, and like I had just been casually talking to them this whole time. And like didn't know it was Frums. Back in like 2012 when Townsphere was being released, and I made the thread on Xenius for Townsphere, and then Frums was like, this looks really neat, but it wasn't Frums. And I think that was my first interaction with Frums. 4 years before Get Fucked. Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, I guess so.
We should probably stop the stream at some point soon.
Yeah,
'cause
10. I'll
Or
say stop at
if we
10.
can like cruise through the next couple questions, we can probably.
We have to announce we are the
There's not a
last.
lot left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you guys go when Trocadero closed down?
Okay, so Shark. There's an arcade literally around the corner from the Trocadero called Las Vegas Arcade Soho, and they have a lot of the same games that Troc had. That's it. It's just around the corner. Like, I feel like a lot of the community died because they didn't know about Las Vegas Arcade, but it had been open. They had Technica at the same time Troc had Technica. LV had Technica 2 before Troc had Technica 2. And they also had Pump.
Really?
Yeah. It was around. It had been around, like at the whole time, and just no one knew about it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Which programs did you use to create mods? Notepad.
Yeah.
Not
Notepad
ITG.
Notepad plus.
Sublime.
Please don't use Notepad.
Regular Notepad.
Yeah. I think we can skip the anime question because that's completely unrelated to anything
Yeah,
about.
and
Yeah.
that's end of questions.
I mean, yeah.
However, we do have something to announce.
Thank you all for participating in the We Are the Boss event. I'm glad everyone liked the files.
Yeah, it was Daikie's idea.
Fucking
Yeah.
Daiki.
Shoutouts to Sering for quadding Peacebreaker.
Yeah, holy
Yeah.
shit.
With you.
Oh,
So yeah, we have
winners.
winners. Yeah. Wants to.
I think I can do it. On Doppelganger, congratulations to Simon for winning with a 56.42%. And also winning the top score on Discontrolled Galaxy with a 43.90%. Congratulations to Sering for winning Illness Lilin with a 47.69%. And
Nice.
Peacebreaker with a
Nice.
quad at 7.20%.
7.20. There's 1,000 steps in that.
Congratulations to Tetes for winning the top score on Tume na Tsubasa with a 25.85%. And Jose Varela for winning the top score on Undiscardable with an 86.37%. I Tamaneko Exhaust with an 82.52%. And I Tamaneko Maximum with an 89.87%. And also Jose Varela was the only person with a non-zero score on that specific difficulty. And congratulations on Phantasmic for winning Tamaneko Heaven on I for with a 12.01%.
Holy
Yeah, that's
fuck.
more than 10. How the fuck do you get more than
How do
10
you get
on
more than 0 on the Heaven for I? Like, the notes appear before you see any arrows.
Four
There's also-
people got a non-zero score.
You know, you know that that section in the song where it goes "Hail Breeze."
Is there a note there?
When there's quads on each of those words,
What the fuck?
so it's in the complete dark.
What the fuck?
Good.
Oh, fucking going aside to FMS Cat for stealing your meme. Like,
Oh yeah.
I felt like it was
So-
necessary for the joke, though.
Yeah. I just hope everyone got really bruised when Taro played just the intro, like 2 seconds to I, and was like, "Wait, I need to warm up,"
Yeah.
and then never played it again on stream.
Like, I had so much fun remaking that the section using nothing but vanilla ITG mods. And like objects. It's totally a pad file.
It's a pad file. It's an
With-
ultra technical pad
with
file.
1,000 quotation mark.
and
No,
4
it is actually a pad
asterisks.
file.
It is actually a pad.
Yeah, it's just a pad.
It's just a single pad.
It's a pad with some really spicy jacks, some foot switches, some weird brackets that you need to like twist your foot 45 degrees in the wrong direction to
It's
hit.
a bracket where you need to fucking
With the backwards facing foot switch
break
at the
your
very
ankle.
end.
And with that, we are going to be locking the We Are the Boss channel and archiving it, I think. How do you archive
Yeah.
a channel?
Yeah.
You just
I
make
think
it so
so.
that no one can type in it and maybe throw it in a different section.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll make like a
We'll
group.
get all that.
We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can archive the law string questions as well.
Yeah.
Oh, can you
Since we're not
post
using
the
it.
winners in the can you post the winners?
I will dump the.
Just post a
score-
spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've typed end of score submissions.
We should do another event like that at some point, because it was fun.
Yeah, we absolutely
It was
should.
funny.
It was very fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Did the winners get
No.
anything? Yes, you become the husbands of the wife that had the miscarriage. Every single one of you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You get bragging rights.
You have your very own miscarriage.
No, that's not even bragging rights. This is just you have the knowledge that you did the meme better than other people did a meme.
Congratulations. Ah,
Congratulations, you won the it.
what a good
Congratulations, you
ending.
lost. Now what?
Now what?
I don't know.
Eerie music plays.
I think that's gonna be the end of the stream.
Yeah, I'd say
That's
so.
that was a fun stream.
Sounds
Thanks
about
to all
right.
the 30 viewers that stayed consistent throughout the whole thing. I am going to
Yeah.
host Crusher Pants because he's a fast boy.
That's fine.
Okay.
Thanks, guys,
Thanks
for your question.
for coming.
07.
See ya.
Whee!
07.
Ugh, I am now hosting.
I think for like